This video is sponsored by Wildlife Command Center Coffee. More about them at the end of the video. Hey everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another One Filmmaker, One Film. And today, my guest is Jack Hunter. And the reason why he's back for this follow-up video is because he gave me so much information last time that I didn't want to stop him. I didn't want to cut him off and go, hey man, what about all my notes? What about all this stuff here that we didn't get to talk about, which are basically looking at both films and talking about the individual stories that are in those films. So I asked him, hey, Jack, would you like to come back for like a follow-up video, kind of a part 2? And then we'll discuss these movies and then he could explain to us how he puts them together, how they're made, how he chooses the shorts and all that type of stuff. So before we get into the first film, Jack, once again, thank you for being here. And
thank you.
Thank you. And is there anything that you would like to add to the previous conversation that you didn't get to?
Okay, yeah. So everyone watching, if you know me personally, you know this already, but I fidget a lot. I have twitches. I have a slight diagnosis of Tourette's, and a lot of it stems from my PTSD, anxiety, and depression from the military. So I'm always twitching my nose a lot, like in every single film I've done since the military, and like my interviews, I'm always like fidgeting with my nose or have something in my hands, and it's that's why I'm not doing lines of cocaine in between takes. Because like I've always been kind of paranoid about that, and I've actually never addressed it in an interview. So it's the first one in, I don't know, 12, 13 years that I'm telling you guys. And you know, it's not because I'm doing drugs. I promise. I'm, you know, it's just I can't help it. It's just me.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that, and I have something that's kind of similar. I have a twitch in my neck, so every once in a while, my head does this. It does that for no, it's like
it's like you have to do it. You
thing.
Have to do it, right?
It just happens.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like for me, it's like I have this, and I would say OCD in a sense. Like I think it probably goes hand in hand with it, where you have to do something. Like you just, if you don't do it, it will mess. It just messes you up. So I'm trying to keep this not to be distracting the whole time while you're talking, and I'm doing like this to distract you guys. So I'm gonna try to keep it down. I'm not playing with myself, you know, down here. Dear God, if I was, I wouldn't be doing these types of films. But no, I'm gonna do it down here, so you guys won't.
Or at least just aim the camera upward a little bit more, you know.
Oh, you want me to? I can.
No. That's okay.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right.
I don't want to have to do that 18 plus on YouTube. So, you know.
Oh dear God, no.
With how weird they are with. Okay with swearing, okay with violence, okay with fake news, okay with conspiracy theories, okay with whatever it is, but you show a boob, you're canceled right off of, you know.
I remember looking on YouTube when it first came out, like when I was, God, I remember YouTube before it had ads, and that was a glorious time.
Yes.
I remember the first time I saw ads, I was like, what the hell? And then I remember like searching, you know, like nude scenes or stuff, you know, when I didn't want to go to like a porn site or something when I was younger, everyone anyways. And you would see it, but now it's like all blocked and shit, and you can't do anything. And I guess I'm not going to show a prop that we're cutting off in my next film. I have the prop with me right there. I can be like, hey, this is what we're cutting off, but I can't do that.
No, because they kicked me off of YouTube for having a film that was unlisted that has nudity. So nobody could see it unless I gave you the link, and they still kicked me off. So I'm having to blur out the nudity in that before I put it back up on YouTube again. So
sorry to hear that. that, man.
It's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. So yeah, it's absolutely pointless. So But we are here today to look at two of the films that we were working on or looking at last time. So we got Horror Nights, and then we're also looking at Paranoia Tapes.
Paranoia Tapes. Yeah.
Gonna get it out
without
my
signature. That's just Dustin's.
That's Dustin Hubbard, and that's is it on here too? No, he didn't sign.
He probably signed. No, he didn't sign.
But no, he signed that one. Though. I asked him to.
He would.
So
I know he loves doing that shit.
Yeah,
I love him.
Signing stuff is awesome.
It is.
Yeah, it's fun. It gives you a little bit of importance that somebody likes your signature. So. Unfortunately, mine looks like the Richter scale, so you can't even tell.
Dude, really mine looks okay. We gotta get. I know we're gonna get to the film, but we keep getting trained. See, that's the way we have chemistry.
That's where we lost 2 hours last time.
Yeah, we just kept trailing off. Yeah, no, my signature is thing. Like it doesn't look like a name, but I spell out Jack in the whole thing. Like I spell it out. It's. I'll show you one day. Actually, I'm not gonna show you on camera because if you want to hack my life, go ahead. You can make my credit better. So
that may happen. Make it the opposite way. So
but
all right,
let's go.
So our first film that we are going to be talking about is Jack Hunter's Horror Nights. And like I'd mentioned on the previous video, it runs 1 hour 39 minutes and it came out in 2020. And it is a collection, it's an anthology film. So it has a collection of shorts from different directors. And the first one that is on here is American Hell. It is directed by Robert Bryce Milburn. Oh, excuse me. And that's kind of like a home invasion movie. So what are your memories on that one?
Okay, so you're asking like how, like why I chose the films, right? Like
why you chose it. Why did you pick this particular director? That type of thing. Yeah, just a little kind of behind the scenes.
All right. So, as you know, like I saw this short on a YouTube channel, and I don't want to give their name out because they haven't really assisted me with anything. But they show like these really demented shorts every now, like weekly or bi-weekly or twice. I don't know their upload speed, but they get a lot of views. And some of them are good. Some of them are like, eh. And I saw American Hell and I was like, man, this is really fucking disturbing. And I said, this would set the tone in the beginning of the film like no other. And it has a great cast. And I was like, this is really good. It's really fucked up. And with the star, I noticed her instantly, and I was like, if I could get this short, it would be fucking epic. So that's the tone I wanted to set for the rest of the film. I already knew it when I saw it, and I was going to be persistent to get it. And I emailed Robert. And through some litigations and contracts, I got the film, the short, to be in Horror Nights. And I am forever grateful to him for that opportunity to get it. And, Hannah, she didn't even know that she was in this film. Like, I mean, she's credited on IMDb for it, but it was just the original post for American Hell, not Horror Nights. And when I reached out to her, in a sense, I had to kind of prove who I was, because she's the star of VHS. When you think of VHS, you think of the first short in the movie, in the whole franchise, and it was Siren, where it's I like you, it was freaky.
That's
as
a good
hell.
one. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, it's the best. It's other than the Ed Sanchez one in the sequel, but that one set the tone of the entire franchise, or it should have. It kind of, anyways. But they really, I really wanted Hannah in my film. Like, who could say that, And next thing you know, I got the short and I put it in as the first one in Horror Nights. It was really, really fucking cool.
And then they did a feature of the Siren one, didn't they?
Yeah, they did a feature, and this is where us found footage fans really kind of got disappointed. the whole aspect of the first Siren in VHS being found footage and using like the glasses, it was like one of the first times they did it with the hidden camera in the middle. Was that it was groundbreaking. But and when you go to see Siren, which I think it's on Netflix, it's a great movie. If you don't know about Siren, the short, it's one of those decent horror films. You know, they try to capitalize on the franchise of VHS, but in my opinion, I think it kind of failed. Hannah did great throughout the whole feature. It was great story and everything, but to go from watching VHS to watching that film, you're going to be disappointed because it was cinematic, and the mystery that made the short so good was kind of ruined with the film.
Oh, okay. But, I've never seen the film, so okay.
It's just like the short. They made the short for oh my god, Don't Turn Out the Lights, I think it was called, or so. It was goddamn. Well, if that, you know what I'm talking about? It was like when you turn off the lights, you see them. When you turn on it off, they're there. You turn it off, they're there.
Oh, like Lights Out. Remember it. There's a film called Lights Out.
Exactly. That Lights Out. Lights Out is what. Okay, so Lights Out was inspired by a short, and it was creepy as fuck. The short was scary, but then they made the film to capitalize on that, and it was a great concept. But when the story at the end came out, it was just really, you know, it was just like in a sense when you're watching the film Mama, the whole movie was great up until the end when they showed Mama. Like the film was terrifying until they show it, you know, and that's one of the things like that makes The Exorcist so good is like you never see shit really. I mean, okay, yeah, you see the demon kid, but you don't see, you know, a lot. It's all fucking mental, and that's, they ruined it in a sense. I'd say that with Lights Out, but that's, anyways, it's, you know, it's a great horror film. It'll scare kids, but for us adults who are obsessed with horror, it's like, all right, nice try. Let's do it again. You know,
right.
It's a good movie. I for horror, it took away the mystery, you know, and that's what I like, mystery. I like leaving it like, oh, makes your mind wonder. So
do you know or remember when Hannah made American Hell? Was it before VHS or before the movie? When did she do it?
I believe it was after VHS. It was definitely after VHS. VHS came out in 2000. I think it was made in 2012 and released in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, or it's like 2011, then 2012. Because I remember the first time I saw it, it was the very first film, I think up until that point in like 31 years that I got a nightmare from. And that's when I kind of got obsessed with it, really, with found footage. It freaked me out so much. Like it was her short that freaked me out. I got scared. I had nightmares that night, and I woke up sweating. And I haven't had done that since I was a kid watching Night of the Living Dead. You know, when I was like 6 years old, when the reboot came out with Tony Todd in '91. So, you know, that was the last time I had a fear of. Actually, I take that back. Episode of Goosebumps with the hands cut off, with the piano playing. It was on the. It was and they played it during October when the night was getting early, so around 5 o'clock it was dark. So that was the last time I had a nightmare of a fucking something. Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, and so that's so it's nice to have her in this film then, in this anthology then, because then.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I can give her a starring, you know, bill.
Sure.
And she deserves it. Like, she's a great actress. Like, if you watch her in, I think it was the season finale, she was with Justin Long in the virtual reality episode, which coincidentally, irony or coincidence, what I just mentioned, the ending of it deals with Night of the Living Dead. But she was in that. She's a sweetheart. Like, as I've only spoken to her through like Messenger and Instagram, and she's a true sweetheart. Like, I'd love to work with her, you know, personally, like one-on-one on a film. But she's a good actress and probably cost a lot. So, but it'd be worth it. She's great.
And the thing with Justin Long is that, what's that, Creep Show or something, or
Creep Show season 2? I think it's the finale or the one before the finale in season 2. I I love Creepshow. I mean, it was an anthology. I obviously I like it. So
Right.
except part three, where we can just,
that no need to speak of part three.
Yeah.
No need to. Just like Day of the Dead 2, Contagion. We don't need to discuss these things.
Oh,
same.
It's the same filmmakers, dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you know that? Like, I didn't know that.
Did.
When I saw so I had to. God, we're getting sidetracked again. When I watch DVD, I always buy DVDs special features, and if you don't have special features on your movies, I get it. Sometimes people are like, "Who's gonna watch that?" Filmmakers, we fucking love that shit. I love seeing how something's made. Like, I fucking love it. It could be because it's like a documentary and it's teaching you. You see what they're doing, like where everything is. And I saw the Day of the Dead Contagion poster in the back, like on their wall. I'm like, okay, this makes fucking sense. You stupid fuckers, man. Like, they're great filmmakers, but they ruined 2 franchises. 2 franchises. You went from Day of the Dead straight to DVD, which was, for that time, amazing because they made the zombies different, and I fucking loved it. And then you ruined it with a sly marketing move, and it's a prequel to Day of the Dead. Like, I was so pissed off at that movie. But anyways, now I'm gonna have to rewatch it just to see.
They're not very good. So, but
they're bad. They're bad.
Yeah.
Audience, we don't down filmmakers here, but some films should not be made.
Well, they're just buying the titles and just trying to make money off of them. That's really it. I don't think a lot of effort was put into those to make them as good or just or even better than the original. They
just said, "Oh, we're making a Creepshow 3. Give us $150,000." Okay, here.
Yeah, we bought the title. Now give us money. So, okay. So next short, is Night Mara, and that is directed by Anthony Harriman, and that is it deals with a sleep paralysis and stuff. So what do you remember about that one?
Yes. That one was very, gosh, I'm trying to okay, so Nightmare was the one with the girls with the teeth, right? If I'm not mistaken, she had teeth in it, or it was the
thing by the bed.
Right. He was the guy had to take pills and everything else for it, right? That he was always calling his doctor. Was that the one?
No, not that one. This one,
I look like a total douche.
Sleep paralysis is the woman she's seeing by her bed, like a creepy thing that's by her bed and she can't move.
Yes. Okay. Yes. I got that because I've suffered from a lot of those issues after the military, because we see so much and we do a lot. We have those feelings of just hurting, and our body makes us do weird things, after seeing so much trauma. And I really thought the fear of not being able to wake up would be absolutely terrifying in a film like this. And in a sense, I wanted to go through all types of fears, and that was one of them. And actually, if you notice throughout the shorts, it kind of deals with that, a lot of sleep stuff, that's, and yeah, so that type of fear I wanted to give out there to the audience. And he did great. Did fucking great.
Yeah, it's a fun one. And then the next one is called, you just mentioned it because you got a lot of things with Sleepless, which is directed by Paul, and I'm probably going to mispronounce his name, Catalang Otto.
Catalanato.
Catalan.
Paul
Okay.
Catalanato. Yes, Paul actually has several shorts in this series.
He does, yeah.
And this short was a great short, and the reason it was with the one with the dog, right? With the girl waking up, and then the very end of it, she's taken, if I'm not mistaken. Is that the one?
Yes, there's more to it. She can't sleep.
Yes.
The boyfriend is snoring. And so she watches TV for a little bit, tries to fall back to sleep. And then it's like the sleep people come to get her.
Yeah. The people in masks come get her.
Yeah.
The reason I got this short is one, because I like the main actress, Erica Weiss. She is beautiful. She is very talented too. And I love the way she was portraying how she, in a sense, like when you see her, she demanded attention from the audience. Like you wanted to know what was going on with her, and you didn't know if it was going to be something supernatural or if it was just something she was paranoid of. And the way she conveyed that was beautifully done. And that is, Paul has a great eye. He teaches film, I believe. Yeah, he teaches film, or he taught film at the time at LSU. So, which is Louisiana State University. And a lot of these people in here are like students of his that he's teaching how to make films and be actors and know all types of the film aspects, not just being behind a camera, but lighting and just thing is, by him doing this, his students who were part of this and his network could say, hey, yeah, we were in the #1 horror movie in America, So like, that's what I loved about it, which I had no idea at the time that would happen, but it's pretty cool. We were on the phone every single day. Literally, I was, that week when it was happening. So we were all really excited, and he's a great guy. And I think he had a baby at the time, like he had just had a newborn. So, it was just all good, nothing but positive stuff with Paul. And when we get to his other shorts, I'll explain some more.
Okay. Yeah, I was kind of looking through these, also seeing like which ones would make good features, kind of like, like the VHS, and stuff like that. And I thought American Hell could make a good feature. And I think the next one would make a good feature. I think the two that we just talked about are good as shorts. But I think this next one would make a very interesting feature. And it's called Swim With Me. And it's directed by Ben Escobar. And that's the one where the man gets out of the swimming pool with the chain wrapped around his leg. And the main actor is like searching for whatever this thing is. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. I want to know more. What is this guy who gets out of the pool with the chain, and why is he coming after him? And that I thought was pretty interesting, especially the
and
the ending.
The ending is. Yeah, the ending, that's one with them all in the pool, correct?
Right.
Like they're all floating. It's creepy. Yeah. So that was one of the main reasons. Like Ben also, so Ben, I found that short. If I'm not mistaken, I found that short. Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so I found that short and I loved it. And then I started going through his YouTube channel. And, like I said before, like I like to give opportunity. With stuff that is just sitting on YouTube, getting very little view or whatever. And this was one of those shorts. And I'm like, this is fucking great. Like the effects they use, and you can't tell some things are props. And, the volunteer work he got from his friends and fellow actors and cast was just done beautifully. And I thought it was creepy as shit, just like you say. And you want to know more. You want to know what the fuck is going on. And if done right, could be a total smash horror film. And that's what I liked about it. And that's why I chose it to be in there. It's just stuff with water, if done right, is creepy as hell. Oh, yeah. Especially with kids. With kids, anything with fucking kids is creepy. If it's done right. If it's done right.
Yeah. Well, and I really like the water part on this, because that's, the two worst ways to die: drowning and fire. So they say fire is the worst, but drowning is just horrible. If you're being held underwater and you can't breathe, that's it. It's
Yeah,
It's
you
terrifying.
suck in water. It really is, and like when you have dreams of underwater, but yet you're breathing underwater in your dreams. That always kind of freaked me out, even though when you're dreaming and you breathing underwater, it's weird. It does fucks with your senses. And I think that is
Right.
really, but yeah.
Yeah. So that one I really liked. Then the next one is called Let Me In, which is directed by Anthony Harriman. And that one deals with a woman gets the note, and there's like the pin by it that says going out to dinner, wear the red dress, be home by 6 type of thing. And she keeps hearing the knocking on the door. And then that leads her upstairs. And then that's where our conclusion takes place. So she's just keeps finding that somebody's knocking everywhere, and she doesn't.
That was that. Are you sure that was Anthony and not? I thought that was Paul. I thought Paul did that one.
No, I mean I looked them up. At least in the end credits, it's listed as Anthony. So
yeah, I think it. Okay, so yeah, I was just mistaken. Yeah, that one I liked because again, you don't see what's happening, and even in the end, you don't know what's happening. Like it.
Well, yeah,
because I'm not mistaken, right?
Well, yeah, it kind of has like a little Twilight Zone-y ending where she finally opens the door. The husband is there. She's like, "Oh, good, you're home." And then she gets a phone call, and it's the husband.
I'm sorry,
and the husband. The husband says, "Hey, I'll be home in like a couple hours. Sorry, I'm late." And then she looks at the guy, and she's like, "Who are you?" And he like kind of smiles, like, who is this person? And then she fights him with like like a wine bottle.
Anthony, I am so sorry, bro. If you're watching, okay, I got 2
It's
of those.
been a little while.
Red dress, and it has been. I don't. For the record, guys, I don't like watching my own films after I'm done completing them. Like, I don't like seeing myself on screen. I don't like knowing. It's a filmmaker thing. Some people are different with it. Some people, it's just really weird for me. But yes. Okay,
no, in fact, I'm even wrong. I have to correct myself. There is no red dress. This is because I just looked at my notes. That one's coming up. So that's my bad too.
That's where I was confused. Okay.
Yeah. So this is still Anthony. Yeah. So this is still Anthony.
Okay. That's why I was like, wait.
Yeah. Woman's husband turns out to be
like a zombie
monster.
Or a ghoul.
Yeah. And she hits him in the face with the bottle. But knocking. Yes. Okay. So it is the so she does get the note, and she and the husband is at the door, and it turns out that he's the monster.
That it's not him. Yeah. And I like that. And I think I did get the Twilight Zone like hint of it, but I really like the twist. I love twist. Most, if not every Paranoia Tapes I have has a twist. There may be some that don't, but this one, it got me, man. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Anthony's fucking style. He nailed it on point. And it was pretty cool. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was.
That's why I picked it.
Yeah, so because it is the one that does where her husband does call her, and then she's like, "Oh shit, who is this?" And she hits him with the bottle.
Right.
So I got that part right, except for the red dress. Yeah,
the red dress threw me off because I'm like, wait, that's Paul's. I know
that's a story called Paul's. Knock Knock, and we're coming up to that soon. So that one was I liked a little bit of the twist on that because I do like Twilight Zone. Now the next one is done by a friend of ours, and that is called Sisters. And it is directed by Joe Lujan. And that's the one where the little girl kind of sees like maybe her dead sister, maybe herself did, maybe just like a little girl dead. They were up in the snow, which I really liked.
So that's our worst one in the movie. No, I'm kidding. I love you, Jeff. Just fucking with you. Here is like what attracted me to this one, because he was one of the first people I called when I said, in our last interview, like, hey, I want to do this movie. Do you have something I can use? And he's like, yeah. He's like, I got this short. I'm gonna send it to you. Let me know what you think. He sent it to me and I watched it. I'm like, this is creepy as hell. I'm just watching this whole thing, and because you really don't know what's going on. You don't know, without knowing the title, you don't know what's going on. And here's the kicker. It was shot on an iPhone 4 or iPhone 5. One of those, like iPhone 5 or 4. The
shot
whole film was, shot on his phone. He said they were barricaded up there because of the snow, as you saw in there. And like this, it was just like one of those times of the year where they had a snowfall, and they just had to stay, which is great. I mean, he was like, he's always creating, he's like me. It's like he has an idea and he fucking follows through with it. And that's why I love Joe so much. And he sent it to me and he told me all that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, Joe? He's like, no, bro, it was all. I was like, dude, you killed it. You slayed it. And it's one of those ones where it makes you think, because you don't know if the sister, if that's even who she is trying to hurt her. You don't know if she's there for good or for bad. You don't know if she's her imaginary friend. Like, and that's what I love about the mystery of it. It's creepy, it's short, and it's to the point, but not necessarily to the point.
Yeah, and at the very, very end, there's an adult, like a creepy adult hand that comes in. Mm-hmm. So we don't even know who that is. Yeah, then it ends.
But
so
if I'm not mistaken, I do know who that is, because there is a sequel.
And what is the sequel?
I can't tell you that. If he has it up, you can watch it. You can find it, but I'm not revealing it.
Okay, well, there you go. People go out and find the sequel to Sisters, directed by Joe Lujan. And find out what that extra hand is there. So, and that one I thought could either stay as a short or be made as a feature. I could see him expanding that of who the sister is, or if it's a sister, or just like
and I think
a creepy girl.
She's a star of Rebirth, the one that just came out. His niece.
Yeah, it's his niece.
She's the restart. Yeah. I mean, she's in a good family to have that talent. Like, hey, uncle, I want to make a movie. All right, what's it about? And like, I hope the genes, the Lujan genes, run all the way down. I mean, she's already becoming a great actress. So I hope the creativity, if they ever have a 48-hour or a film festival with kids, she'd be a shoo-in. I think she'd do great. She already has it.
She's a good little actress.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And then the next one is called Earworm, which I really liked. And that's directed by Paul. Yes. How do you say his last name? Paul
Catalanato.
Okay, directed by him. I don't want to mangle his name. I'd rather have you say it. And that is about a song that gets stuck in people's heads that makes them go crazy.
Yes.
And this, to me, would make a great feature.
I completely agree. That was actually the first short I saw by Paul. That was the one he sent me first. And that's when I saw Erica. She's actually in that too as well. She's in 2 shorts, and she plays the main girl in it. And I just thought it was just creepy. I know the blood and some of the effects on it didn't look too real, but it was good enough for what they were doing and what they had to work with. I just love the whole concept of this demon coming into you through a note, like it's just and it was just, it'll stick with you after you even watch it. And that's what I really enjoyed about it. And obviously the acting was great in it, and the way he did it, again, you could see he shot in a college setting. So that's where you can see his students being a part of it. And that's what I really do love, the opportunity that he gave his students without even realizing, a couple of years later that it would be in this film. That's just like perfect timing. You never know, right place, right time, so yeah, I love it. I love it. I love the fact that they're students and they were learning at the same time of being a part of this.
Well, and it's relatable, because everybody gets that song stuck in their head that they don't want in their head. And it's normally never a good song. You know, it could be
No.
Wake Me
Yeah.
Up, you know, before you go from Wham, and it's stuck in your head the whole day. Yeah, and you say, I want to kill Bob for getting that stuck in my head. And that's kind of what I got from this is it's the, yeah, they said it's like an evil or demon type of thing.
Right.
That's going
I
in
guess
and
the
out.
best way to describe it is when you hear somebody say, let it go. What's instantly in your brain? Let it go, let it go. You know, like it's just Frozen just pops in, and God help you
Right.
if you have a kid that loves Frozen. By the way, I watched Frozen 2 for the first time this week with my daughter. I loved it. I loved it.
Good for you, because I will not watch anything that is Disney. So I have a complete ban on every. Oh, no. It deals with politics and all that type of stuff. So whole other video to deal with that thing. But I've made it very well known.
So you're not a Marvel fan?
I do not watch anything that Disney has made from. Well, I watched up to like whatever the last series was before Corona hit. And so whatever that was, like the last Avengers movie, I watched Endgame and have not watched anything since. So Endgame was the last one I watched. I won't watch anything after that.
Okay, we're going to talk after this. I got to put a note because I want to know the in-depth detail of that, because they're pretty we're not getting into politics. So next.
Yeah, it's I refuse to give them my money or my viewership.
I'm so sorry, dude, because it's so good. Loki. Fucking
no,
WandaVision. Oh my God.
I've heard so many bad things about those anyways that I don't want to watch them. So it's
from who?
I've seen reviews and I've read reviews that say that they're not good.
You're not reading the right ones. You're not reading the right ones. Dude,
I'm not reading the ones that Disney produces. I'm not reading the reviews that Disney produces.
No, dude. We're okay. Anyways.
Yeah, I just refuse. There are certain things I refuse, and I've not negated on any of them.
We'll talk after.
Okay. Then the next one is called Invisible Man, and that's the one that's kind of like Hostel.
It's a 1 minute. It's a 1 minute short. Yeah.
Yeah. Directed by Ben Escobar. Yeah.
Escobar again. Yes. I liked this one because it's more realistic, you know, with what he was doing. It was the black market one as well. It's kind of like with stocks at the same time. In 1 minute, it scared me in 1 minute. Like, that's why I liked it. The kid, I say kid because some of these filmmakers are like, you know, early 20s, like us. We're fucking ancient compared to these kids.
Ancient history.
And they have a good eye. And I really hope that they continue to make shorts and films and features like the ones they've produced. You know, that one of the main reasons with some of these filmmakers that I chose, they did it for the passion, not for the money. And that's just fucking amazing.
Right. No,
did you get all that, or did it freeze?
No, you're good. You're good. So yeah, and I agree with you on that. So but you're fine. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Cool.
So now the next one is one that you had mentioned earlier, and it's called Nails. And that's also directed by Anthony Harriman. And it is about Harriman. And that's with the guy who can't sleep, who's taking the pills. Hey, everybody, we're back. Once again, got shut down. So sorry about that, but gave us a chance to use the old restroom. So I don't know, things happen for a reason, as they say. But now we're back. Yeah.
Yeah.
So now is we were starting to talk about the short Nails, which is one that you brought up earlier, and that one is directed by Anthony Harriman. Is that how you say it?
Harriman.
Harriman.
Yes.
Okay. And that's the one where the guy can't sleep, where he's taking the pills.
Yeah. Right. And so when I was explaining before we got cut off, I really liked the short because I related to it. Being in the military with the trauma we see, we are paranoid. That's one of my it's I don't want to say paranoid, schizophrenic, but sometimes it's what part of the diagnosis of PTSD you get. You extremely paranoid. Like I have friends that I've had those conversations like the character was having with his doctor and his family. I've seen that. I've seen that firsthand. That is how they talk. That is what they say to their people. And I was really taken back by it because it's a real thing. But obviously, in this sense, it was fantasy and with a horror twist to it. Because you don't know what the fuck's happening. You don't know if this guy's psycho or psychotic or schizophrenic. Right. And you find out he's not. He's actually legit. But in the same sense, you don't know if it was just a figment of his imagination. You don't know if the monster was fake. And that's what I really, really enjoyed about this short, and that's why I chose it.
Okay. Yeah, and it's an interesting one. I like the he has the thing, there's that creature at the window, and he's always going to the window, and everybody keeps telling him, well, take more drugs. And he's like, it's not helping.
That's the doctor. Yeah.
Yeah. Like even his mom's not even 100% with him.
Right. Yeah. It's very gripping if you deal with that. And it's real. It really is real, minus the whole monster thing. But you don't know what people are seeing in their head, and right. It kind of brings that realism to the film. And that's why it's in Horror Nights, really.
Well, there you go. Now, the next one is one that we got confused. So it's Knock Knock. And that is directed by Paul. What's his last name?
Catalinato.
There we go. And that's the one that deals with the anniversary, the red dress, the knocking, and then she goes upstairs to the shower. So what about that one?
So, as I was explaining earlier, when I got confused with it, with the short, it has that mystery aspect to it, and it doesn't get resolved. And that's what I really liked about it, because, as I explained in our interview last time, I want the audience to be like, what the fuck is going on? I want them to be confused. And I think that this one was a good one to put in. And I think the way Paul did it was genius. They didn't show the bad guy. You just see her feet go up and stuff drop. And that was classic horror. It was almost Hitchcock in a sense.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I like that we didn't see what it was. It's just something. There's just something there. So I thought that it worked. Yeah. Now, the next one, I could not find any information on at all. I could not find a title. I could not find a director. I couldn't even find anything in the credits. But it's a commercial that deals with salad, and then like evil hands come out of it and grab. It's an Asian woman. I couldn't find any information on that at all.
That's done by Paul as well.
Okay.
It was like a one. I think it was for a competition he did. And he fully he took sorry, I'm listening to see if my girlfriend left, so I'm seeing if the door's right there, so that's why I took this off, guys. But he did this because it was like a fear, I believe, of his wife, like eating salad like that or something. Like it was just like this fear of it, and he wrote it and did it for a minute, I believe. I think it was a minute or 30 seconds. One of those. It was really short.
It's very short. Really
it was extremely creepy.
Yeah, the news is talking about the FDA, and they're doing the they're recalling all the romaine salad or whatever it is, that the salad that she's eating.
I remember. Wait, those were real. That was real, actually. That they did that back when he shot it. So he did a short based on what was actually happening in real life. Okay.
So okay, that makes sense. And then the hands come out, like the red hands or whatever they are, and they pull her down into the salad. So now we know why the FDA is recalling it. No surprise there. So I enjoyed that one. I thought it was fun as a little short. Now the next one confused me. I thought it was interesting, but it confused me. It's called Mother, and that's also directed by Ben Escobar. And that's the girl comes home, here's her mother, bring me a glass of water upstairs. And then she goes upstairs and there's like some weird thing inside the tub that's chasing her.
Mm-hmm.
And that one confused me.
Yes.
So what's
it's
that
confusing. It confused me as well. And I think it's one of those ones that, like, even me as a filmmaker and choosing it, you don't know what's going on. And it's confusing. And it's creepy at the same time because she thinks she's talking to her mom the entire time. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, her mom's dead. Like, and it's just this being that's talking to her and trying to fuck with her to kill her.
No, the mom's still alive. The girl goes upstairs with the water. She sees the creepy thing in the shower or in the tub, and it attacks her. And then then you see the mom enter. And she goes to the kitchen and she's like, honey, I'm home. And then the daughter goes, hey, mom, can you bring me a glass of water? Okay, and the mom's like, oh, okay. And then she starts to go upstairs.
Right. And it's confusing even remembering it. I chose it because of the confusion. I mean, it's going to be real. Because I know when watching it, it's like, it was different, very different. And Ben he has a way of creating this atmosphere with films, and I love it. I love that he is a very confusing filmmaker. It's the way where it comes across as you try to figure it out, but you can't. That's a lot of these shorts, is you try to figure it out, but you don't understand it. Like American Hell, you don't really understand why they're doing it. They're just doing it to fuck off, just to do it, and it's confusing as fuck. So yeah.
Okay. So then the next one is Without Light, and that's directed by Velton, and I'm going to say the last name wrong, so if you know it, say it for me. It's
Lishke.
Lishke?
Velton Lishke.
Okay. So, and this is the only one I think that he's directed in this. So he's a single, kind of like Joe is.
So yeah. So what happened, I had another film in this that was in there. It was in its place. But then I started getting messages about this filmmaker bullying people. And I'm not going to mention his name because we squashed it, but that's the truth. And I had other filmmakers in the film messaging me saying, hey, we're a part of this film, and we see he's doing this on social media to other people. And, they were like, if he's still on this project, we're pulling out. Like, we're going to jag out, contract signed or not, we're pulling out. And I had to make a tough call for my film. And unfortunately, I had to pull his short, and it really started a little bit of drama. And I hate fucking drama, but because I got a lot of slack for it, because, he went off the rails and started talking major trash about me on other messages when people would post my films. Oh, this was made by Jack, oh, hard pass, like blah, just being a dick. I mean, we squashed it, but it still lingers. But so I reached out to Velton and said, hey, do you happen to have, a horror short that is different, but would be kind of story driven? And I think that's one thing I did like about this one. That's why I did pick it, because it is story driven. It's a mystery. You don't really know what is going on until the very last shot of it. You realize, oh shit, she's a vampire,
Right.
And it's slow. It is slow. I'm not gonna lie. It is slow. He knows it too, but it's good. It's a good slow burn.
It's a good short.
And payoff. Yeah. and it has that cinematic feel to it. That like if it was a feature, it would be a slow burn feature, and it kind of reminded me of A24 in a sense, like with the way some of their movies are. And I love the style and I love his vision. Belton is a comedic genius in the UK. He actually has a series called on Netflix. I mean, not Netflix, on Prime, called Green Fingers. He runs, Lit Laughs. He does a lot of comedy with a short series called Bats and Soups. Basically, it's a parody of Batman and Superman, and he's a fucking genius. I love Velton. Velton was there for me through the rough times in my life, and that's why I respect him so much. It's insane. Like I love the guy, and he's actually supposed to be coming in next year from the UK to come visit, and we're gonna do some filming. But he runs Lit Laughs, Lit Horror Film Festival. I mean, he's always filming. He's the us of the UK, and he doesn't get the credit he deserves. And I'll say that because I think he should be. Tonight or today, or it's nighttime there as well. He is at an award ceremony for film, and he's so talented. And I couldn't pass up the opportunity to say I've worked with him, and it's been an honor ever since. So he sent me the short, and he's like, "Look, don't be I won't be mad if it doesn't fit." And I'm like, "Dude, it's kind of perfect. It's like I like the style. I love your vision. I love." The fact that he has an idea and he just goes with it, and that's a risk that a lot of filmmakers don't take, and I absolutely admire him for it. And he's such a brother, and he really is my brother from another country or from another mother. He's a great man.
Wow, that's awesome for you to say about him. So if he watches this, as I'm sure he'll appreciate it. So
and it's because of him I would have been 6 feet under back in 2018, 2019. Yeah. Velton, when I tell you this man, at 4 a.m. his time is on video chat with me to calm me down due to my depression and what I was going through during rehab, I wouldn't be here. I know I give a lot of props to my brothers and everything else, but while we're walking around during the day, it's like, what if I'm video chatting with him at 10 p.m. It's like 3 or 4 or 5 in the morning, over there. And because of him, I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for him. And that's the truth.
Wow, that's awesome. That's really awesome.
Yeah.
And he made a good film. I think it's one of the best ones on here. I think that this is another one that could make a feature. I like the whole.
I think
yeah. I mean, it's glorophobia at the beginning, and that's what you're thinking is that she's just freaked out about going outside because she got mugged.
Right, yeah.
But it's more than that. It isn't just glorophobia. It goes much deeper than that.
Agoraphobia, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
and it reminded me that term reminds me of atilophobia from Joe. I didn't even know that was a real thing, and then I had to Google it. It's like, oh shit, that's actually a real thing. Okay, cool.
Yeah, and kind of like Knock Knock. I think Knock Knock would make that the short itself would make a good pre-credit sequence, and then you could develop it more with people moving into the house. I don't think that short itself would make a good feature, but I think it's a good prologue to the first kill of a film. So that one would also make a good movie, but you would have to definitely expand on it. And without light, just the whole idea could be expanded. So I thought that was good. But then that leads us to one that once again really confused me, and that is Penance. I watched it twice, and I do not understand it. So please explain.
Penance, that was done by Ben, right? Ben or Anthony?
Ben, yeah, Ben.
Yeah, see, Ben. Ben's confusing. Ben is absolutely confusing. It was creepy because on the inside, like you're watching it and you think the person that has her chained up and everything is the bad guy. But towards the end, after you watch it, I guess a couple times, her mistakes of like being a whore and stuff of that nature is the reason she's there. It's like a conscience thing in a sense. Like it's like your conscience taking you hostage, you know, for the sins that you've made in your life. And you see it on the wall, you know, of it scratched out. Like each of those were like sins or people she slept with that she fucked over. And the girl in it was absolutely beautiful too. I love the actress. I loved her look, and I think she really has a bright future if she continues to pursue acting. I think that was one of the main draws to it. She was absolutely beautiful. While I was watching it, I just wanted to see more of her, you know, act, more of her portray this person that seems like she's the victim, but in the end, she's the one that's done it to herself. And with it being so confusing, it makes you want more. It makes you want to see, okay, what exactly did she do? What exact is there? Can this develop into more of a feature? I think it would be one of those ones, if it was a feature, you'd probably watch a couple times to really be like, is this, what the fuck am I watching? You know, and that's the whole point of it, really. Like I've been saying, you know, it's really to make you question what you're watching visually. And if it affects you in that sense to make you watch it twice, I did my job.
Okay. So yeah, because I was confused. So she has the guy on the floor that's like tied up. Then she cuts her throat. Then there's the speech, and then she cuts her throat. Then that goes to a woman tied up on the floor, a guy giving a speech, and then shoots himself in the head. So are these the same people? Same actors?
I believe so. I believe so. They are the same actors, but it's like, I think at the same time, see, that's where the confusing part is. You don't really know if it's the same people, like if the other person went through the same thing within their conscience. Now, Ben could watch this and be like, Jack and John, you guys totally missed the mark. But that's what I got from it. That's totally what I got from it. And I think it could be the same people at different times or at the same time of them, like set in the same time, like it's happening at the same time. Both things you see is the same. And it could be both of them battling what they've done. And that's it's just one of those fucked up, confusing things where you don't really get, what's the word I'm looking for? You don't get closure to it. And I think it would make it, like, the best way to say it, if it was done like a genius way to do it, and Ben, if you're listening, take note. I think I think well, hopefully you are, because you know I'm gonna send this to him. But if you're watching, make a feature. Do one story of the first one, then do a sequel of the second one. But at the end of the second one, reveal that both movies are happening at the same exact time. Okay. And that is a twist. That is a twist that I would love to see.
Now, see, my take on it was a little different. What I got was woman cuts her throat. She's got the guy tied up. There's the markings on the wall. And this is both. So the girl who cuts her throat and the guy who shoots himself are suicides that happened within those relationships. So they're in hell or purgatory or whatever it is. and the person who's being tied up caused the suicide. So like they have to go through hell over and over and over again.
Turmoil.
Yeah, to hear this is why I did this. And then no, and then it starts over again. No. And then we go to the guy who shoots himself, and it's like, yeah, maybe she's cheating on him or something. And that's why he shoots himself is, you know, I couldn't take it that you were shooting on me, cheating on me, and I loved you. So now she gets it over and over and over again. Because then that guy leans down that talks to her.
Mm-hmm. It's a perfect example of why I chose it, because I got one thing from it, you got another. And that's just, it's not my bullshit answer to like, oh, you don't understand it. No, that's why I chose the shorts that I did for it. You know, because a lot of it, you don't get the closure that you want. And that's why shorts are short. You know, I've been judging short films for lit scares. And the winners, I think, are going to be announced in a couple weeks. So if you're watching, go check out that film festival online on Facebook. And a lot of these shorts, I don't get closure. And I messaged Dalton, and I'm like, dude, I was like, I want to see what the fuck happened. Why? Like, they just leave you hanging. And it pisses me off, but excites me at the same time. So that's why shorts are shorts, you know? And a lot of shorts are used to get features, just
sure.
like Lights Out, you know, and Sirens. You know, these shorts are, I used to think shorts were a waste of time. And I'll be honest, I used to think they were a waste of time. Like, why would you just make like a 14-minute movie when you could make an hour and a half feature? And now I understand. Well, I mean, I've been understood the concept, but I do understand a lot more after creating this project. It was a learning experience, to say the least. To say the least.
Well, and then that brings us to the end. That's the final story that's in Horror Nights. So is there anything else that you can tell us about the film that we don't already know from the previous interview? I think I've pretty much like spilled my guts on it. You know, I would love, I say this, but there's got to be a lot of reconciliation to happen. But I would love to work with Jen again on a part 2. We did have a falling out, and yeah, I'm not going to bring any negativity here, but we did have a falling out, and some things were said that were taken out of context and completely false. And I became aware of this when I found out she had like deleted me from Facebook and my texts and stuff. So Jen, if you're watching, you know, I've always supported you, just as you have me, and some information has gotten twisted. And I think what hurt me about it really was I wasn't able to give my side. You know, she took an asshole's misguided, misconstrued screenshots of stuff that was just insane. And honestly, taken out of context, like if you would see certain things, it looks bad. But there's just like the media and everything else, they don't show the whole story. You know, there's more to it than what you see. Of course, you're going to show the stuff that makes me look bad, but you got to see the rest of the conversation, the prior and after. You know, so that's what happened, and I would really love to rekindle that. And I mean, I know I've said things via social media because of my anger, because I was hurt. So I'm sorry about that, Jen, if you are watching. I really am sorry, and I want to reconcile. So okay, so
I'd love to work with her again. Yeah,
that'd be great if she could come back for a part 2. Now, what about this mystery filmmaker? Do you think that there's any way of you know becoming friends with him again and having him in part 2, or is that just done with?
I've actually asked him to be a part of it, and he politely declines. You know, like you know exactly who I'm talking about.
Oh, I know everyone
That's
who you're
true.
talking about. You don't
Oh,
have to.
okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah. So
I know everyone.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not mad at the guy. I'm just, it's like it's childish bullshit. You know, it's. I mean, I know you and I have had our tiffs like through comments and stuff, but like men, we talk each other through it. We are friends and we work together, so we're adults pretty much. But for this person to still go behind my back and just do shit because you've heard of it recently with a certain situation, you know, like how fucking old are you? You know, like I when you say stuff like I said in the last show, when you say stuff to a veteran, bitch, back it up, bruh, and don't pull the pansy card and play the victim when you started shit. You know what I'm saying? Like it's one of those things. Like it goes with anyone. It's seriously anyone. He was acting like a social justice warrior on a keyboard behind a computer, and I don't back down. You know me now. I don't back down. I will confront you, and I will call you out on bullshit. And when they turned around, played the victim, I think that's what pissed me off the most because he manipulated other people, and I hate manipulation. Like fucking man up. You said some crazy ass shit, and I fight back with it with my words, calling you out, saying I'm gonna beat your fucking ass, and then you want to play victim? Oh, Jack's threatening me to other people. No, motherfucker, learn to man up. You know, like I'm the type of guy. If we see each other, you talk shit to me, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of you, but I'm gonna pick you up and buy you a beer after, and be friends. You know, that's how men do it. That's how the military does it. We talk shit and talk shit. We fight. After that, we buy each other drinks, and we're the best friends for life. You know, that's being a man, being an adult. That's all I'm saying to everyone out there. If I talk shit to you, you know, if you're gonna dish it, be able to take it, and that goes with life in general. So,
yeah. I mean, we all have our people that we don't get along with, or people that we've tried to reconcile with, and they just don't want to do it to you. So,
yeah,
you know, you just got to move on. And if they talk shit, then I guess they talk shit, and hopefully people know that it's not true. So I've definitely had that with myself. So, yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
So, but
it's just like you know, go to the horse. Not, you know, go to the horse. You know, for if you hear something, you go to the horse's mouth. You have to hear it from them.
And not the horse's ass. Go through their mouth, not their ass.
With their mouth, not their ass. Absolutely. No, you're right. You're speaking because the ass is the asshole that shares the misinformation. So. Yeah.
So, oh well. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, what are you gonna do? So next film. Okay. Yeah. So,
yes, sir.
Phew. And so let's see here. Okay, so now we are going to talk about our second film, which is the Paranoia Tapes, the very first one.
Yes.
And you gave me a director's cut to watch, so I watched that one, and that's the one that we're going to be discussing. So I mentioned this on the previous video, that at the very beginning, and I don't know if that's considered episode 1, but is a music video, like a rap music video. So explain, I'm not sure how much you got into it, but explain that since it's the first thing on there.
All right, so the music video was pretty much, I wanted to pay great tribute to my buddy, Jay the Mac. He's a rapper, producer, and he actually, because of me, he really got into the filmmaking thing, like Paranoia Tapes. He really was like inspired and he wanted to do that. So he's now doing that in San Diego, in the SoCal area. And I originally asked him to write a theme for this movie, and he just went off the rails, and wrote like a song about paranoia. I mean, he did talk about Paranoia Tapes, but it was more like A Person's Paranoia he was talking about, and I still liked it. And he came down last year, and we filmed a music video for the song, and I directed it with him. Meaning, like, I told him, I was like, dude, like, it's okay if it looks cheap, because I want it to be like the first found footage type of, well, not first, but the type of music video found footage style. And I brought in my character Henry into the beginning of it, so it kind of sets the tone in a sense for the rest of the film, in a way of like the creepiness, because there's a lot of creepy shit we did in the video using, you know, creepypasta mask of Slenderman and stuff like that, and just a bunch of mystery throughout it. And I wanted to give him major props, you know, for always supporting me for like over 10 years, being a brother to me. So I put that in the very beginning of the film to be the first thing that people see, and to know that I'm not just an actor, producer, and all that I actually can sing, and I have other talents.
Okay. Well, yeah, I mean, you're putting it as the very first thing on here. So that's, yeah. so that's cool. That's nice that you wanted to do that for him. So, and it being the very first thing that people see, because you could have put it on as a special feature or at the end of the movie. You put it right at the very beginning. So it's right there.
Hell yeah. I mean, why not? I mean, you know.
And it's your film. You could do whatever you want.
It's my baby. That was, you know, yeah. And we'll get into, yeah, absolutely.
So now, technically the first, maybe the second. So I'm just going to call the music video number one, and then we'll go from there. So number two. So number two is bullied schoolgirl who kills the people that are kind of torturing her.
Yes. Okay. So there was an accident. So here's the thing. All right. So that short is actually, I believe, in part 9 as well, if I'm not mistaken. Because it was an editing accident on my part. Because I love the short so much. I forgot that I put it in part 9 when I went to do the re-edit of part 1. But in a sense, by putting it in part 9, it kind of brings it back to part 1. Because a lot of part 9 has a lot of influence from part 1. Wait, part 9 has a lot of influence in part 1, obviously, it's sequel. But I loved this short because I was the bullied kid in high school. You know, I was that girl. And what's funny, you know, some continuity issues with it where they make it seem like it was like, I think the year 2000, the date was on it. We didn't have cell phones back then, you know, and the way they were showing it around, I thought it was quite hilarious. And I didn't notice that till later, but I felt them using what they had to their advantage. Like if they were high school students and they were filming at school, I loved that because they obviously had everyone involved. And I thought it was really creepy. I thought it was done very well, you know, with the twist at the end of it, to where she's actually like, they're trying to punk her, but she's been punking them the whole time. And,
yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. It kind of has like a Carrie feel to it.
Right. Yeah. And I thought the acting was on fucking point, dude. It was added in place of, in the original, we used like a mini documentary exposing what found footage was, and it was actually showing real footage of Columbine and stuff like that. And I kind of got a lot of flack for that, saying I had no taste in film because I used, you know, footage that was in, what's that word, free domain. I kind of like went with my morals on it and be like, you know what, it's been like 4 or 5 years, let me do a re-edit and take it out, you know, in respect of the victims of Columbine. So that's one reason why I replaced it. I felt morally obligated because, you know, going through rehab and everything else, you look at life a lot different afterwards. That's what you're supposed to do. So I took that out, took that short out and put this one in. There's several shorts in here that were not in the original film at all.
Okay.
So,
All
Like
right.
that's one of them, and I thought it was a great opening.
I liked it. Yeah, I thought I liked the Carrie angle on it, and that she could be like a monster, maybe, you know, something a little beyond Carrie. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It's nice to see them get their, you know, their their comeuppance, you know, from trying to bully this girl, because you never know who you're going to bully. You know, you don't know what they could do. You know, you've seen those videos where the
Exactly.
little kid, you know, it's on YouTube, that little kid gets bullied by the big guy, and he knows freaking karate and just like kicks the crap out of the guy, you know, who he's you know, the bullier. So it's or the bully. So it's just, you never know these days. You shouldn't pick on people because you don't know what they are capable of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
When you underestimate me is when I won already. I already won.
There you go. And now the next one is it's one of the one of kind of like it's not necessarily a bookend, but it's Henry, which is you. When you play Henry, and explain who Henry is, because he's throughout the rest of this.
Right. So Henry, the Henry character in the beginning is a character that we created. Me, actually, Chad Clinton Freeman created that character, and these extra scenes were not in the original script at all. I saw the original film when it was edited by Danny Field, and it needed more oomph to it. It needed more story, something a little bit more crazier. And so I decided to play it on that the brother of the character in the film, God, what was his name? God, the other character, Ronald.
Yeah, Ron. Yeah.
Ron. So we created to be his brother, and that he was looking for his dad, and he still hasn't found him, and his brother sent him these tapes, these Paranoia tapes, these VHS, DVDs, whatever, and I wanted to be as if he was showing the audience, like you're doing now, you know, showing the audience what he found. And I do say in the very beginning that he'll be, you know, I'll be cutting back in throughout the film. If you notice, right. I lost over 40 pounds to do that role.
Oh wow!
Because I look completely different. In compared, if you put them side by side, the two pictures, he's totally different. And that's what I wanted. And I was wearing glasses. And I wanted people to be confused, to question, like, oh, is that the same guy? I mean, their teeth look the same, you know, but.
Well, I did. I wasn't sure if it was you playing multiple characters in this, because the first time we see Henry, he's more of a host.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So he's more kind of your crypt keeper in a way, but he's the host of the Paranoia Tapes.
And I wanted to have like that second wraparound story, that second what the fuck at the end. And I think I accomplished it throughout the film, and that's actually portraying that character in the way I did has gotten me acting jobs. That was my audition for Joe to get into the Immortal Wars 5.
Nice.
So yeah, like the way I switched it up and I portrayed it, and I think it's gotten me some feature gigs that I can't even, or an audition I can't even talk about publicly. So it was very, 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 very well done. And here's the thing: is I filmed that on an iPhone 5 in my garage or shed with a light that I was holding. And the good thing about that was during the shots, if you see me, like I could like put out emotion with my eyes. And I loved doing that by being a different person just by a light and experimenting with that. And I think it came across very well, but that's just me, I think.
No, it's creepy. I liked it. Yeah. I mean, even if he's just used as a host, I mean, you got to come up with something different than, I don't know, Elvira for the 100th time. So, you know, it's just, you got to try something different. So I'm glad that you found that different host. So, yeah, because he's talking about VHS and beta tapes is what he found, or what was sent to him.
Yeah, the Betamax. Yeah.
And so then the next one, the fourth one, is Mother Kills Crying Baby. Yee.
I called that one that was called Postpartum. And here's the really fucked up thing about this. I actually can go back to the messages through Dustin. Dustin Hubbard directed that via Skype with Nicole Fiore when she was in New York. And I came up with this idea because my firstborn, Jackson, when he was born, he had colic and would not stop fucking crying for 7 months straight.
Oh.
Yeah, it was as now as a parent, it made me stronger and more bonding. Like, I have a great relationship with my son because of it. You know, I don't regret it. But I thought of, I remember smoking outside my trailer. Like, I had a huge double wide. It was a phenomenal trailer. Not like the, you know, white trash stuff you see on TV. It was actually a nice trailer. And I was smoking outside with my fiance at the time, my ex, their mother. And I said, wouldn't it be fucked up if there was a short about like what Jackson's going through, but as a parent who absolutely fucking loses it, and they kill their kid? Like, how creepy. People are gonna be like, Jack, you're really fucked up. But no, you see, that's you know, life imitates art, or art imitates life, as they say in like Scream. You know, and that's what happened. It imitated what feelings, like in an alternate universe, we could have had. And that's what it's my favorite short, and it is one that gets talked about constantly.
Oh, interesting that it's your
one
favorite
and
one.
the other one, because I think it's because, not because of what my emotions at the time. It's just very personal to me because
it's relatable.
You know, It is probably the most realist short in the entire franchise. Because it could happen. It could actually. It's been done.
It definitely has been done, and it's been experienced by people. Because like in Stephen King's Salem's Lot, the book, the baby won't shut up, and the mother takes an iron to it to make it be quiet, and she kills it. I think it's an iron. I haven't read the book in a long time, but she kills it. And then of course Jigsaw, the film Jigsaw, the mother takes the baby. The baby's not crying, but it's sleeping, and she puts it underneath the husband, and the husband suffocates it when he turns over.
Yeah.
So this, which is why she's being tested, and so it's definitely relatable because people wouldn't be writing about it. They wouldn't be putting it in the films if people hadn't experienced it or thought of it or something. Yeah.
And, bringing it back to Jigsaw, I actually got it in today. Amazon had their Black Friday deal. Dude, I got Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, Spiral, and the 8-film collection of Saw. All
nice.
Films were $10 a piece.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Blu-ray, by the way.
Those are 3 good ones.
Yeah, I got that in. Yes. Especially when Justice League last month was $35.99 or $45.99. I was like, fuck yeah.
For $10, yeah. You better pick that up. Yeah. That's the much better version too. Yeah. So
absolutely. I'm glad we agree.
Oh yeah, we do. On that, we definitely do. Then now
Joss Whedon. I said it. Yeah, I said it.
Wow.
You're gonna try to edit that. You're gonna edit that out. Huh?
No, because I hated Army of the Dead, and that's I think it's. Oh! You said Josh Whedon. I'm sorry, Josh Whedon. Yeah. Yes, fuck Josh Whedon. Yes, yeah. Except for some of the things he's done. Fuck Josh Whedon. Yes, we like Zack Snyder.
What, the first Avengers? He did that, which was great, but Sorry, we can deviate right now. He tried to make Justice League and Avengers. You can't fucking do that when the cinematic universe has been dark for fucking 6 years, 7 years. You can't make it, Aquaman is, getting personal. No, motherfucker. That's not how he rolls.
No, it's his version of Justice League. It was bad. It had its moments, but it was bad. So, but that's a whole other video.
That's another video. Damn, we're gonna have a lot of spinoffs.
So now the next one, which is the sixth one, I loved this one. I really liked it. I went back and watched it twice, and I even looked at how they did the effects, which is and
I know
sorry for
exactly the one.
Sorry for putting it this way to people out there. Sorry, don't cancel me. Black woman, I'm sorry, African American woman then, or young black woman, however you want to say it. Black woman kills boyfriend with bat. And that I really liked. And it's I even looked at when she hits the one guy, like one of the boyfriends in the head with the bat, and he just falls back. I'm like, how did they do that? I'm like, that looks so good. Do I want to know, or do I? Okay, how did they do it?
It's all digital. Everything about that scene is digital. Everything, minus him getting hit. I mean, her swinging the bat, it was all digital after that point. When it gets to his face, all digital.
It so didn't look digital. They did such a good job on that blood and her hitting the guy in the face and all of that. Yeah. So it's
that I'm sorry to ruin it for you right there, but it's all digital. I actually saw a cut of it before he edited, like before he sent the final one to us. I was on set for that. The original script was called Jody. That's why he mentions it. He's like, "Oh, you got another Jody?" So basically, what Doug did was he role reversed in a sense. He role reversed it. Okay, so it's still my story. Like everything, the characters was still my story. He just like amped it up a bit with his style, and that's what I loved about it, was that he was able to build on what my foundation was. And I love that when that happened. And excuse me, the characters he used, which is the original character names, are like best friends of mine. So that was really cool. And we were on set in Vegas filming behind a coffee shop. That whole night I was buying them like coffee the entire night. Like that's how I was like able to, get everybody amped up. Like it was really cool to get on set and no one know who I was. And I could be like, so what do you think of the writing? Like I was just messing, being canaille, or as we say. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm the one that created it. I wrote this. They're like, what? And I'm like, yeah. And it was really cool. We got pictures with everybody. And then right after that, little fact, we went to the first or the recording of The Evil Dead, the musical. So I was in the audience. If you get The Evil Dead on CD or audio or streaming now, back then it was CD. I still love CDs. In the audience, if you hear the audience screaming and laughing and all that, I'm in that.
That's cool. Nice.
Yeah. Yep.
So and I really like this one, except I did skip one thing though. So we didn't talk about number 5. We went from 4 to 6. So number 5 is it's with Ronald, and it's a woman knocks on the door, he opens it, and this woman comes in. Yeah, and he kind of hits on her and she rejects him. That introduces us to that woman.
Yes.
Well, he does that creepy
character, but that's. Oh yeah, I mean, he's like, hey, yeah, Ronnie, baby, And I was able to use some of my, voice acting skills of doing voices with it. I think that's really what kind of sold the character in a way throughout the film as you go on. But we did that. We shot that in her house. Everything you see, like that's her garage. That's hers upstairs in the room where I was sleeping. Like that was all in Victoria's house. And Victoria actually wasn't supposed to be in the movie. I think it was last time I was telling you that this actress we had attached dropped out the day I was flying to Vegas. So I had to come up with an idea of who to cast, and I talked to Vic, and we got her in. So now she's like forever in the franchise, and we don't know if she died or not.
Excuse me.
I could always bring her back. Actually, in all honesty, I could actually send you a script for the official sequel I wrote to it. Maybe later we can talk.
Okay.
But anyway,
Okay.
yeah, but yeah. So yeah, that was our first introduction of the character, and yeah.
Okay. So we've met Henry, who's kind of like our crypt keeper. Now we just met Ron or Ronald, and he's successfully or unsuccessfully hits on this woman. Then the episode after that is the woman who kills the guys with the bat, the one that I really like. So then we go to 7, and now we have it's 4 women are trying to get a job, like they're competing for this job, and it looks like the internship, and they're at a club, and then after the club, it looks like they're captured by a cult.
Okay, so what I remember, like that one was done verbatim for my script, and that was the first time it was the first or second time I saw it that happen, because Chad wrote the it's called The Collector's Son. That's the other wraparound story with Ronald and the 2 girls, and the filmmaker in New York, like he took it and he did it verbatim. Now, I wanted this when I remember writing this script because I wanted there to be, wait, what the fuck just happened? They were just in the car. Now they're doing this. And I wanted to set up what was happening, like the chemistry between the girls, the chemistry, the dialogue was really driven in the beginning because they're explaining what they're there for. And I wanted it to really be a role reversal for women, because I haven't seen women portrayed like that. Like guys, and I don't mean this to say anything derogatory, please don't cancel me, God forbid, but you know, when guys are portrayed going to the clubs, you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get some, I'm gonna get that P, you know, like I'm not gonna say the word, but like that, yeah, I'm gonna get in that, you know. You never hear girls saying, yeah, I'm gonna get some dick, like I want to get, you know, I want that. You never hear that,
right?
And I wanted to do that with that short, and I did. And they start talking about it, and I wrote in there like one of the most disgusting things to me, because I think a girl goes to a bathroom to powder their nose. They don't go poop. They don't go do any of that stuff. So I brought that in there to bring that, like, oh God, like I don't show. I mean, if you want to watch this, they don't do it. You know, it's just spoken, where they call her out for taking a shit. You know, it's really cool. I mean,
just,
it's really
they say it just like that too. Were you taking a shit? Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So I wanted to do that, and then I wanted it to skip the club and go straight to the hard pounding. Like, what the fuck is going on? They were kidnapped, you know, blah blah blah. Who's dead? Bring one to the fire, you know, and then kind of leave it on like, ooh God, and that was in my script. Ooh God, ooh God, like I could send you the script, and it's so yeah, that's what it was. It's pretty much a cult, you know, and the way I would write these scripts, most of these scripts in there's so many that weren't used. I'm talking, I wrote for like 14 days straight, like on my break during lunch. I would go in, get on my laptop, and write a script, and then go back to work. And you know, that was one of the ones that really didn't take that long, because like while I'm working, I always had these ideas of what would be cool. So I kept writing and writing and writing, and that was one that was chosen to be done. And they flawlessly did it. It was great.
So why do you choose to write these and then send them to people? Why not have them write them and then you approve them?
Wait, what do you mean? Like, okay, so how I was doing it was me and Chad were networking with a bunch of filmmakers that submitted to his festival Polygrind in Las Vegas, and we decided to network with people that we know that would be good. So what I would do is I would write so many scripts and I would send it to them, and they could choose which ones they wanted because they all had this center theme of horror and found footage. And I would show them the way I write scripts is, a lot of people don't do this, but I like to give the director as much influence as possible if they're confused on how to shoot something. So I do say in the script, the angles, the way it's shot, like it's just how I write. I can't help it. Well, I can't help it, but it's just like I like to give as much information as possible to them, so if they get confused, they already know how. I want them to see it in their head when they're reading it. And I would send the scripts out, and they would choose. Now, some of them would, reject some, and then they'd like one, and be like, okay, I want to do this one. So I would email the other filmmakers that I've sent scripts to, like, hey, this one's been chosen. If sorry, we're pulling it. Or I wouldn't send that one to someone else. So that's how that's how that one worked.
Because like with me, you sent me 4 choices, and I picked one, and then we shot it, and then I sent it to you. So I guess my question is, you're writing all the scripts for the Paranoia Tape films, and then the director shoots it and then sends it back to you. Why do that instead of saying, hey, John Ward, would you like to direct an episode or a short, write something, send it to me, I'll approve it, and then you go shoot it? Why do you choose to write all of them yourself instead of having the director write it? I guess that's what my question is.
Okay. The reason I think at the time, I was narcissistic. I'll be real. At the time, I wanted it to.
Well, thank you for being honest.
I wanted it. Yeah, I wanted. I mean, the Jack now and the Jack then are totally two different people, at different stages of my life. But that I was narcissistic, and I just kind of wanted to be in control, and to be able to say, hey, I wrote this. To be able to say I wrote that, that's what I wanted. And now looking back, I mean, even when I sent you the ones, I just thought they were good. So I was like, they were unused from back then, and I've always wanted to see them be done. So you chose, I think it was called Double Stack, and I wanted, dude, I wanted my name all over it, because I've been rejected so many times for other roles and writing opportunities. So that's why.
Okay. But, I mean, I don't mind it that way.
It did change.
Yeah, for me, it was actually helpful because I was asked by, one of the actors, they're like, well, why do we have to follow this? Why can't we just do our own? And I said, because this is what was asked of us. And we're going to stick to this as close to 100% as we can. And this is, it's not my series. It's not my script. I'm kind of a director for hire on it. And we're going to try to get him exactly what is on the page. If you mess up one word, that's fine, whatever. But it's like, I want this to be as close to the script as possible. And because I wanted to test myself. Can I do this? Can I take somebody else's script and try to do it as best as I possibly can? And the actor couldn't understand that, but he accepted it, but he couldn't understand it. And so I don't mind it. It's more of just a curiosity thing, because if it's, this film is going to be about ghosts. The next one will be about UFOs. The next one will be about, and if you already know, okay, this is all about UFOs and your scripts are about UFOs, then that makes sense to write your own scripts and send it to people instead of a bunch of people sending you UFOs and one guy sends you Bigfoot. And you're like, what the fuck? We didn't talk about Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And originally I wanted the second film to be about conspiracies, about agents, to be about something, government. And that's how I ended Paranoia Tapes 1, with that conspiracy type of feel. And I wanted it to lead into part 2. So the script you got, I had written back while I was on a boat in 2016, 2016, I think it was. So, you know, I had this whole other idea for Paranoia Tapes too. Actually, I have the full wraparound story. That's what I was talking to you earlier. I'll send it to you. And you can see closely how it ties in to the first one, my original vision of the sequel.
Okay. All right. Okay. So it's all making sense. It's all making sense. So now the next one, number 8, goes back to Ron or Ronald, and he is now with 2 women that are there. So the one woman invites her friend, and he talks about his missing dad. Okay, sister talks about the missing dad and these tapes. So what's going on with that little segment there?
That whole segment that actually took a little time because it was a lot of lines. Like, I've memorized my lines, but then Chad was just like, this is where I learned this too while on set. Is like, Jack, just say the lines as you would say them. You don't have to say them like verbatim, because, you know, like we were talking last time, when you say lines, which I'm glad you guys did that with your short. It was perfect because that's how stoners, you know, they're. Anyways, I don't want to ruin that, but
it was like a test. Like I said, it was a test for me.
Say it as you would say it. Right. Shit, for me too. This whole thing was a learning experience, and it took a little bit to do because we would laugh in between shots, and there's a lot of improv. A lot of that was improv. I'd say probably nearly half of it was improv, going along with the scene setup. And it was after that short or that segment, I went up to Victoria, and she's such a sweetheart. You have no idea. I mean, she's so beautiful. And they just had their first baby recently. I think he turned a year. So congratulations, Vic, and your husband. I thought she was pissed off at me, man. The way she treats me in that scene fucked my head up, because I'm living there in her house, or staying there, and she's treating me like this on film. I was so convinced she was pissed off. We were all in character, like straight in character method. And after the shoot, I went up to her, I was like, Vic, I was like, are you upset with me or anything? Like, everything okay? I was really worried. And she's like, no, Jack, you're a sweet, but you might know, you know, she kissed me on the cheek, hugged me, and I was acting, honey. And I'm like, oh my God, thank God. I'm like, you are good. Like, I've worked with her before, but for her to, like, it was just, she's so sweet, and she's a good actress, and we didn't kill her off. But yeah, so that's how that scene was shot, and it was done in a lot of takes. And Danny did his thing with converting the footage, like, oh, you found this video camera, you know, and then we switched the cameras, and it was all angles. It was very editing as we're filming, as we'd say, you know, in sequence. So that was really cool.
Okay. Yeah, you guys look like you're having fun doing this. So
oh, absolutely. It was so much fun.
So now number 9 is also one of my favorite ones on here. And that is Man Makes Pipe Bomb. And his brother is there. Oh, that one I like a lot.
Okay. I did not write that one. That was actually submitted to us by Doug. I know, right? Well, I know. I was actually kind of weary of this one. The first time I watched it, I was like, this doesn't fit what we're doing. Because and that's the narcissism I had at the time. I was like, I don't want something that I didn't do in this film, you know? But as I watched it and I understood the film more, because it didn't click in me that these were veterans, which I obviously say. That's just where my head was at the time. And Doug is the one that did Two Timing, the one with the bat. He did that one. And I absolutely enjoy it, you know, after I realized what it was really about. I just thought it was really gimmicky how the guy was acting. But then as I watched it and I understood why he was the way he was with his brain trauma and stuff, it made so much more sense to me. And when I was talking to the DP on it, because he did every time you see somebody walking, it's not those people walking. It's actually the DP with the guy right there on the side of him talking into the microphone. Like, it's the movie magic got me. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? He's like, yeah, did you see the feet? Those were his feet. Those were mine. Like, I was like, he's right here. I'm like y'all did a good job. And then the ending of it, you know.
Love that ending.
Yes. Yes. It was, oh God. Yeah. It's one of those like, fuck, game over.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's what you get for trying to mug the guys. You know what? You know, one guy just goes out of control.
And that was, yeah. And that was art imitating life, because at the time it was the knockout game. That was the challenge before TikTok and all that. It had Vine and shit.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And people were going up knocking old people out for no fucking reason. It was the biggest. Oh my God, fucking kids, man. Fuck you. So
yeah,
that was real. It's based on real events, minus the ending, obviously.
Yeah, I liked it. So I thought it was pretty cool. And I've worked with Joe, the guy who's making the bomb. I've worked with him a couple times.
Dude, I love Joe. Like, I don't think I've met him in person, but we talk, like, I think through video and everything. I love his demeanor. His like, I haven't worked with him personally, but his voice, the way he commands the audience, even in found footage. Like, in the beginning, you think this dude's a fucking dick to his brother for no reason. But then you see the love and the way he conveys his passion of wanting, you know what, fuck you guys. You guys didn't help us. And I love that presence. I love this presence throughout the whole thing. Absolutely. It was great.
Yeah, I got to work with him with Joe Lujan for Rust 3. He plays a cop in Rust 3.
Oh, so don't spoil it.
Yeah, so I got to work with him for a couple days on that. So now the next one, we go back to Ron, and he's with both of the women, and they're looking at the beta tapes.
Blair. Yeah, he's with Blair.
Is he just with one of them? Is that just the one where they're looking at the tapes and they're just solo? Okay.
Yep. Yeah, and that scene that was done verbatim from his script. We did that scene maybe twice, but actually we did it twice, but we filmed different. Okay, so no, it wasn't twice. It was a couple. We did it, as you can see throughout the short or through that segment. It switches angles. Like, oh, what's this? This is a Betamax. You know, we actually paused, and then we moved the camera to there. And then we just did the scene again and then reacted as if she's grabbing that. With that, there's a lot of camera moving between those. That wasn't two cameras. That was one camera shot differently each time. So
okay.
The edit, I mean, Danny did his thing on editing it. Like, that had to be a pain in the ass.
Right. No, it sounds like it. But it's a good little scene between you guys. And because I like it, how it keeps kind of cutting back to this, and we're getting a nice little story out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So then number 11 is a guy and a girl try to figure out the Cottonwood murders.
All right. I love this one. And here's why I love this one. Here is why. So this was the first script I wrote for Paranoia Tapes. It was called Paranoia Tapes 101. This was before Paranoia Tapes came to be. Chad told me to write a found footage short. I've never written one before in my entire life. And I wrote this short, and I used some friend's name and rest his soul, Jason Swanger. I say that Officer Swanger. I think that's the one I say it in a lot. Or is it Lammery? It's Lammery. Sorry, Lammery. But I use Jason name a lot throughout the film. He passed away recently due to COVID. He was a cop in Las Vegas, and he was also a veteran.
Oh, so, sorry.
Yeah, the rest of my films are going to be dedicated to him. But his whole shtick of being a cop, I kind of had to, talk to him. Hey, or no. I sent it to him for advice after he watched it. to get his advice on it. And he kind of broke down like, hey, cops really don't do this. That's not how this works. But I wrote this short, and I wanted it to be a twist ending from the get-go. You can see it's kind of longer than a lot of the other ones. And Brent Duncan took it and did it verbatim. This was another one that was done verbatim. And I wanted to add my own hints of serial killers, of a possible serial killer in training, like showing the progress throughout their life on why they can't pinpoint a fucking serial killer. Like, it just seems like there's different things going on at the same, like there's too many inconsistencies with each murder, because it seems like it's a different person, but it's really not. And the actor in it, the Autumn, originally was supposed to be a male. It was two guys chilling, best friends. And the continuity, it didn't age well, I'll say that, because why the fuck would you go to a fucking library to do some research on Google when you could have done it at your house? You know, but
it's another location.
That's where I kind of
adds production value.
Yeah, so that's right. And I don't know if the guy in the background while they were filming at the computer, because he kept looking at him, I don't know if he was part of it. Like, he looked like a guy that was just like, what the fuck are they doing? Like, but I thought this one was done very, very well to my vision. It was my vision through and through, other than the girl, the gender swap. And you can, with some of the funny things about it that I absolutely love now, if you look at the scenes, you go back and you watch the scenes where the kid is talking to the camera in his room, look in the background. There's One Direction shit. There's cheerleading trophies. It's obviously a girl's room. There's like a Billy Mountain. Like, you don't see it if you're not looking for it, but it was her room. It was obvious, unless this dude was secretly in the closet, which I seriously doubt for the time. It was genius. Like, it's funny now. So, yeah, that one's really personal, because that's the first found footage script I ever wrote in my life.
Oh, okay.
And after Chad read that, he's like, dude, let's make this an anthology, like VHS, and that's where Paranoia Tapes was born.
Okay, all right. Well, that's cool to know. All right, because I do remember it. I don't remember all the stuff in the background, but yeah, I do, and I remember the twist of that. So, so that's interesting. So cool. Now the next three, so 12, 13, and 14, go back to like host, wraparound. We got some Henry, we got some Ronald. So we got Ronald is with the one sister, like not the one that we first met, but the second one, and they're watching the videos. And then we got Henry pops up back as host again. And then we get a third person, at least I think it is, who I call the Phantom of the Opera mask guy. So we got Ron, then we go to Henry, and then we got this other person who's now in a Phantom of the, like, kind of what looks like a Phantom of the Opera mask, who I went, maybe that's Henry, or that could be Ronald, but maybe it's Henry.
Yeah. Okay. So the original. All right. So my first cut of the director's cut was about. It had another scene, but in the very beginning, it was that character. And after watching it and seeing some reviews on, like, if you go find it on YouTube, it's a different version. That character is talking in the beginning, but then I realized it was 15 minutes of a narration, like the same, like the character talking, like it goes from that character then to mine and then the other one. So it was like, it was a fucked up 15 minutes of just someone talking, like it's boring. So I took that out and added that first segment in there now. And so that would tie it into this. But the reason I kept it in is because it's creepy as hell. Like, you don't know what's going on. Pause. Okay, pause right here, please. I gotta plug my phone in. So we'll lead into that real quick, if that's okay.
No, it's okay. You can just get up and do it.
Okay, yeah, just that's why I said pause, and I know I'll continue talking, so it looked like there's no skip. Okay, hold on, buddy. I apologize. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I didn't expect to switch to my phone. Okay, let me get it.
We're getting there. We're almost done.
Yeah, no, it's cool, man. I love talking about Paranoia Tapes because you're asking questions that no one else has asked me, man. Like that's the coolest thing ever. Like I've never gone really into full detail of this.
Oh,
Okay,
nice.
So
okay,
yeah.
so then so now we got Ron first, Henry second, Phantom of the Opera guy.
Yeah. So the Phantom of the Opera. Yeah. So he was the third wraparound story in the first director's cut of Regeneration.
Okay. And then now once that goes, then we have number 15. This is three guys, very frat boy type guys. A lot of talking, and they go into an abandoned church. Love the location. Yeah. And they find a weird girl that's kind of in the corner crying.
Yes. So I didn't write this one either. This one was added in the director's cut or Regeneration as well. I took out a lot of boring stuff. There's a lot of talking of this one character that, like, I love the guy, Ray Gamble. He created a sadistic clown character, and but in the original cut, that was a lot of the flack I got. They're like, why is this guy in this film? Like, what does he even do? Like, it's so fake, whatever. But I did keep one of his shorts in. But the whole thing, I found the short, if I'm not mistaken, he's one of the filmmakers in Horror Nights, if I'm not mistaken. I may be wrong, but I absolutely love the creepiness of it. Kids trying to buy beer and thinking they're getting drunk off of one Corona. It's fucking hilarious. So I thought it had that creep factor, and it filled the gap of moving the story forward more. And that's what I really was trying to do when I replaced these shorts. Because there was another short in there that, like, it's the concept was great. It's called The Social Stalk, but it was acted so poorly. I had to take it out. Like, it was really bad.
No.
It was really bad. But I kept it in the original film because I had a commitment. I said I would do it, and I don't lie. If I say I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it, and I put it in there because I owed it to him. He did something for me.
Sure.
Why not? If people don't like it, it's on them. But several years later, I have to make a call when I want to do a director's cut of my film to make it better. And unfortunately, his short had to get cut from the original one. It was really bad. But anyways, I still love the guy. I just the original short was not well reviewed, so I had to make that call, as a producer does.
Okay. And yep, we've all had to do it. So bad is bad. Sorry. So now the next one, number 16, is we're back looking at Ron. And this has it's kind of like a bunch of different shots thrown in there. So it's like we're seeing him destroying a beta tape. He's playing the piano. He is he's doing a bunch of different things. And so it's kind of like this montage of just different shots that are really quickly done. So how was that all put together? Why did you choose like what was in there?
Okay, so the original film, I didn't have a lot of the footage. Chad had a lot of footage that he forgot to send me, or that I thought I lost. There was scenes of me playing the piano. It's actually in the first trailer that was not shown in the other version. And we were trying. I wanted to add, because like it was at that part where I wanted it to confuse the audience. It's like, wait, what's going on? Like, why is there all this creepy stuff? Like, why is he, slamming a damn, hammer against the tape on the ground? And actually, this is the introduction first on film. Chad, because I mentioned the fat guy with glasses, that with Michael Bolton hair and stuff, and we see him trying to look in, like creeping through, like the creepy neighbor looking through my garage, and he runs off. That was just an inside joke. I love Chad, so we all just kind of like threw that in there too. So he, so I wanted it to be more creepier, to have a little bit more substance, because in the original one, you may see him for like 10 seconds, but in that cut, it was more of like a minute, I'd say, of a montage of creepy stuff, if I'm not mistaken. And I thought that was really, I thought I wanted to convey just really weirdness and confuse to be like, what's really going on? Like
Okay.
The psychotic breakdown on what's going through the character's brain as well.
Okay, I could get that. Yeah. It's very frantic. So yeah, I could see that.
Oh yeah.
Now the next one is two young guys are going to the pit. Kind of seem like a Slender Man type of thing as they go through the woods and they're finding notes about staying out and all that.
Okay, so that one was at the time the kid was 17. Aaron Norman. His dad was actually my youth pastor when I was a teenager. His dad really influenced me a lot of what I did around that time. But the way I found this short was you were going to church and everything, and he's like, yeah, I make movies and stuff. I'm like, oh yeah. So he invited me over to come check it out, and I went. He's like, check this out. He like turned off the lights and showed me this short. And this was way before Paranoia Tapes even existed too. And I was still trying to understand what found footage was. Because at the time it wasn't a real genre at all. It was not a thing until really VHS dominated and took over we had Blair Witch, but we didn't know it wasn't an official genre. It was called a subgenre at the time. And he shows me this short, and I'm like, holy shit, dude, this is really, really good. And I always remembered it. And I reached out to him when we were putting Paranoia Tapes together, and I said, hey, I'd like to use this. And I think I did this before the time of like creepypasta putting legal cease and desist on people with their characters, Slender Man. I think Michael POV Horror, he says he told me like, hey, I would pull that out because of legal reasons with the character, but I don't remember him saying that to me at the time. And I guess I was grandfathered in, because you cannot say the film is called Slender Man because they have the rights to that name and the character. So this was created during a time of Vine when things were done really quickly and they tell a story super quick. And Aaron had an idea, and he had this Canon camera. His stepdad at the time got him at Best Buy. It was like an i3 or something, i2, like really old school. I'd say old school, but we're on fucking mirrorless cameras now. But for the time, it was good. Especially for a student film. And he was 17. He edited this thing on, I think, like Premiere or Windows Movie Maker or something. He kicked ass for 17 years old. Unfortunately, he quit. He quit making films after this.
Oh. But
he actually won an award because of it, being the youngest filmmaker to win. So that was really cool.
Oh, cool.
Teenager. Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's a shame that he quit.
Yeah, these kids, man, they don't realize what they got, and they want money fast. And as you know, in filmmaking, that's not exactly how it works.
No, it is not. So
no.
no. Oh well. but at least this film's on here so people can see it. So that's a good thing. It wasn't wasted, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I did it. You know?
Yeah.
It had to be seen.
Yes. And it's good too. I liked it. And then there's the number 19 is with somebody that both of us know, which is with Gotham McFadden. And so he is in this, and then he's also in Joe Lujan's Immortal Wars Rebirth, which I just saw him in too. So he's making the rounds, and he's in my short film called Skull Evil. So he plays one of these guys that are ghost hunters, and it's 5 guys, and they are checking out what is called the Death Clock. So they drive around a lot. They end up in this garage or kind of in this house, and then the death clock happens. So what's the death clock?
The Death Clock, I wanted. It's not really a horror short. If you read the original script, it's really not portrayed as horror. It's like I said, like last time, like I think it was added or they just didn't do the ending. I forgot, but it was just meant like the death clock, like your time's up. Like it's someone telling you you're about to die, like not violently, but your time's up. And that's the premise I went on it. The certain area where there's this like gap in between in the universe, like a slit in the universe, pretty much what I wanted it to be between dimensions. And that's what I was going with at the time. It really wasn't a horror short. I just thought it'd be just a cool story to tell, you know, to just something different. You know, they've seen people dying, getting slit, getting cut. I just wanted something fresh. And Maurice Hooks, you know, knocked it out of the park. I know some of the acting in it was slacking with a lot of the actors, not just Gotham, but I still liked what they tried to do with what they had. And also at the time I was a ghost hunter too, so I knew the words, the right verbiage, you know, infrared and the lights, LEDs and batteries and everything else. Like things go missing because of supernatural, and things happen because of it. So I was definitely doing that, creating, using real life terms for it, and I wanted something to kind of pay tribute to that. So that's what I did. I wrote that, and they did a great job.
Yeah, I like the ending. I like the ending of it, of Gotham coming back, and he sees the guys in kind of almost like a Blair Witch type circle, and then he sees what looks like maybe like a female version of Death, and they all have their numbers, and then you just kind of see the camera fall over. So I enjoyed that one. Yeah. I thought that one was fun. Now we're back to this
Me
is
too.
20.
I did too.
Oh, go on.
God damn, man, that's a lot. You literally dissected it. That's cool.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, that's why I didn't want to let these notes go to waste. I have a lot of notes here.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like a good couple hours of writing up each film. So then number 20 and 21 are, I think, like the next, like 2021, 22, and 23 kind of go back to Henry, Ron, you know, it's got that on it. So number 20 is, that's when Ron kills one of the sisters, and I believe his dad is tied up, and the dad calls him Henry, or at least somebody Henry, and we get split personality.
Yes. The actor, that is Kelly Garney, the original bass player for Quiet Riot. You know, we're not gonna. No, wait, that's not. Yeah, I think that's Quiet Riot.
That's Twisted Sister. That's Twisted Sister.
What was the one? What was Quiet? Oh God, I'm an idiot. God damn.
I could see him singing it.
Yes.
I could see the video.
Everybody's screaming at the audience is like, John, you guys are fucking boomers. Come on.
We're old.
We're old. God damn, dude. I mean, anyways, we're gonna think of it And you're just gonna okay, you're googling it. Okay,
Yeah.
good job. I see the screen light. Like, so yeah, guys. He was best friends with all
Come on,
with
feel
Ozzy.
the noise.
The noise.
Boys, rock it. Yeah. No, girls,
Boys.
rock your boys.
Rock the boys.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's
so,
it.
Yeah. So they're, I mean, it has the same era of Twisted Sister, so it's kind of same. Anyway, so,
they all came out at the same time.
Oh yeah, just like Backstreet Boys in Sync, but I know. Anyways, yeah. So, yeah, he calls the main character Henry, and that's when it really clicks in with the audience that the person that's been narrating this whole film is that person, and that you find out that he is schizophrenic and is the one that's kidnapped his dad and everything. And the realization of it too, when it cuts back to me narrating in the barn, is one of the most creepiest things I've had to do. In all honesty, I mean, it wasn't hard, but I came up with that on the spot, and it really it showed. And this isn't me, bumping my chest, but it really showed my acting ability. I think to switch back and forth from a character like instantly, just like going, just the voice, the tones, my eyes, the way I was perceived and made myself be perceived to the audience. It's a mind fuck, if you don't see it coming. And I really give myself props for it. Like I think I mean, I'm not fishing for compliments. It's just like, I know that's what sealed the deal for a lot of my roles I've gotten since then, because of that one moment when they see my range. It shows it going from sweet and cuddly to fucking sadistic in one scene.
Well, and it's the sister, so the second woman, and she comes in, and like I think you're in your garage. That's where you have the dude.
Oh, shit. Yeah,
is your dad in the film, not your real dad, but your dad, and that's when he yells Henry. She kind of freaks out. You got the hammer, and you kill her, and then you were referring to like supposed to be like a barn, right? So that would be number 21, where it's then just back on you again.
Yeah.
That's the 20. And we find out that Henry and Ron and all that stuff. No, it's okay. I just want to kind of keep people watching in order.
Yeah.
And then after that, so you got those two together. And I agree with you, because I had to look for, for Henry, for Ron, and like I call him the Phantom of the Opera guy. I had to go back and check to see if you were playing all three. And I just wanted to make sure, because, you could get somebody who looks like you, or just somebody who happens to look like you. And it's all three people. So I definitely give you props and credit for, for that.
Thank you.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that it works. And, yeah. So, I mean, if these roles have gotten you parts, that's great. I mean, it's just a giant audition.
It has. Yeah. And in the original film, like, I didn't have that other character, with the Phantom of the Opera type of thing. But one of the things that kind of people picked up on, and I'm remembering it now, is people could tell, like, my teeth are very distinguished. I do have a gap. Like, that's my thing. And I should have done a little bit more, maybe overlay with covering it in the beginning. So when you see it for the first time, like in the very beginning of the film, I unintentionally gave away the whole movie. Because
yes and no, because if you don't notice it and you go back and watch it a second time, you can go, oh, there's a gap there. Oh, they all have a gap.
Yeah.
So maybe not.
Saying, like, when in the very first time in the original director's cut, he's talking like we're talking now, and you could see my gap.
Oh, gotcha.
Clear as day. And then you see my other character talking to the camera with a gap too. It's like, so that's one of the reasons why we did take it out though. So, but yeah, you're right. Now you go back and you rewatch it and you're like, that's the same dude the whole fucking time.
Right.
But it's just that the voices are different, and it's like really crazy.
See, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it works. I think that it works fine. And of course, we're referring to this director's cut version of the film. So, which, as you said, it's different than this one here. So,
completely different. This, and I hate to say it, that one's boring, and I don't want to say that because it was my baby, but it was. I had to change it. And Dustin, like, I wanted to change it a year, like not even 6 months after the release. Dustin was like, "Don't do it, Jack. Why are you gonna do it?" Yeah. So, yeah, all those fucking credits. Oh my god. God damn.
That is a lot of credits. Yeah, there are. Let's see, where can I get it? There we go. Yeah, that is a lot of. Damn. There we go. Yeah, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is not how a film looks.
Yeah.
I demanded that, and oh my god, you learn, you live and you learn. And then there's one more scene. I think I kept it in.
There's two more. So there is number 22.
Oh shit.
There is an African American man, and he is he's playing with the beta tapes, he's talking about beta tapes and VHS. I think he brings up Henry. The government is brought up on how they want the tapes. We've never seen him before. Yeah. This is our first time meeting him. So he's like an older black man, and he's talking into the camera.
Yeah, it's Byron Smith. Him and I had a falling out as well because of a Facebook post, and he's the one that kind of got a little cocky with me and blocked me. Like it was really absurd. You know, some people have it was just one of those posts. And the thing, I never said anything too. It's like, if you voted for this or agree with this, block me, delete me right now. And I commented, I'm like, why would you segregate people for something like this, or whatever? And then I messaged him, and then I guess he's just having a bad day. And so. But
I've done that before. It's just spontaneous. You're just like, oh, fuck this. If you believe in this, unfriend me and block me. I don't care. And it's just what you do. It's just, right. And then you end up deleting it like, a day later. So.
Right. But the friendships and opportunities you lose because of that. Cause like his character could have continued in the sequel, so. But that was the lead into what I wanted the sequel to be about, right there.
Okay. And then there's one more, which is 23, and that goes back to the Phantom of the Opera guy. And he does mention other Paranoia tapes that are coming. And so that should be Henry underneath the mask, I believe. And he's basically letting us know that there's more to come. In fact, he even names some of them, I believe.
Oh, I think I named all of them, really. And I say, whether you like it or not, they're coming. And I think I call out somebody by a certain name. If you picked up on it.
I didn't make a note on it, so I'm going to say no. Maybe I did. I'll have to go back and rewatch it. But from your wink, I have a pretty good idea of who you're talking about.
Yeah, I call it the light limitless. That's what I'm saying right now. Light limitless. I call out light limitless. If you get where I'm going with that. If people do, cool. If you don't, it's funny because certain little things we can do with film where it's just like with what we can do with film and how we write it and how we portray it, we can tell someone, go fuck yourself, in the most professional way.
Right.
Okay, pause. My girlfriend's coming in. Hold on. Damn, we've been doing this for that long. Holy shit. Let me see my baby. I'm gonna bring her on camera.
Okay, I'm still recording.
Okay, sorry, I'm coming.
These are things that make these things great.
I'm so sorry.
We're almost done, actually. Give us 10 minutes and we'll be done.
Okay, 10 minutes. But I wanted to bring her on for the interview. We could cut to
Sure.
quick. Sorry, you're coming. Oh, okay, sorry, Rory. Oh, okay, come on, baby. Okay, here we go. All right.
I'm not going to edit any of this. This is all in there.
Oh, you're not? This is just okay. All right. So this is my new inspiration.
Oh, look at that.
Here. Oh, she's probably pooping. Hi, yeah, it's Daddy. So
and what's her name?
Her name is Aurora Catherine Hunter.
Oh,
and,
wow.
She's got a little baby acne. She kind of has a heat rash going because she sweats a lot like Daddy. And
very cute.
She does smell like lasagna, babe.
Yeah, lasagna.
Okay. So so we had so the whole character. What? She's just chilling. She's an actress. She's a model, guys. This is your.
There you go.
Star. Look how calm. So that character. I mentioned a lot of things, and it's like the best way we could say. With film, we could say the most craziest thing. But do it professionally. Oh,
right.
You want your mommy?
So I'm gonna wrap this up soon to get you out of here, and because you need to go be with your family. So two more questions, and then I'll let you go because we didn't get to this on the last one. First, because of your anthology, because of Horror Nights, give me a few anthology films that you really like that have influenced you. Two. And because we just did a found footage anthology, what are some found footage films? It could be anthologies or regular movies have inspired you. And then I'll let you go.
Okay. Well, no, we could still talk after this. It's fine. But anyways, okay. So anthologies, I really like John Carpenter's Body Bags. It's an underrated anthology that came out, I believe, in 1990. I loved that. I also loved all the Creep shows except minus Creep show, minus part 3.
Yeah, so one and two. Yeah.
Yeah, 1 and 2, the Romero classic. Like it's fucking genius, and like the Twilight Zone. Like I loved Twilight Zone. Like I said the last interview, I didn't know what anthologies were before I created, Paranoia Tapes. I had no idea what that word meant or even knew existed. And I just went on with it. Like I love those. Those are like my favorites. They have a couple new ones like 1031 Part 2, and I think 1031 Part 3 is coming out. And I am just so, in a sense, I'm upset because like I want those guys. Because I have this idea to combine, Volumes of Blood. That's a great one too. Like, so I have this idea of Volumes of Blood, 1031, and Horror Nights to have an all-connected sequel. Like, it'd be a sequel to Horror Nights. It'd be a sequel to Volumes of Blood and 1031. And it's all connected by Jen's character, the Malvolia.
Okay.
And I have this idea, but I want them to, like, I want to do it. Like it's going to take some time. I'm not talking about next month, but we could do it. We could totally do it. Get that funding like crazy. People are fans of those series. You had 13 Slaves that was supposed to be Volumes of Blood 3, So it's like the Stark and all those guys, PJ, he's a fucking genius. And I think all of us, I think it's Rob, the guy that, I think it's Rob and Zane, if I'm not mistaken, that made the 1031. Like, if we put our heads together, we could kick ass with a fucking sequel. That would be badass. And so for found footage, obviously, the one that inspired Paranoia Tapes was VHS. And then next thing you know, Dark Tapes, that was a great one. The Monster Project, which really isn't a anthology, but there's a lot of segments. I mean, there's a lot of different scenes that would, in a sense, make it a type of with a wraparound. God, what else? There's another one I'm missing. Dark Tapes. There's another tape. God damn, I can't believe I'm forgetting it. But they're all similar to VHS, man. You know,
Right.
And we're all inspired by that. But there has been one that came out that completely ripped me off.
Oh,
They
what's
deny
that?
it.
If you don't want to say, then you're okay.
You showed it to me before we were filming.
Okay. I know. Yes, I know who and what we are referring to. So yes. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like, and I've called them out on it. You know, there's been some play around with IMDb stuff, but like it's been that shit. Like bruh, to know that someone ripped you off because they weren't doing shit about this, like with the genre before. Nothing. Fucking nothing. And then you make a movie that is successful in the indie sense, and all of a sudden they do it and it's the same style. Get the fuck out of here. Like, fuck you, man. Like not you, but my success has spawned. Now Joe Lujan is doing. I actually talked to him last week. I was going through a difficult time. I had a friend committed suicide, and
sorry to hear that.
I needed a friend to walk me, help me deal with it. I reached out to him and he talked me through it. But we are planning on. We're not even thinking about Paranoia Tapes 10 until next year because he wants to wrap up his other projects. But he's doing Paranoia Tapes 10 next year. I got Paranoia Tapes like 11 through 15 like planned out. Like the posters are done. I had the directors on board, but I think someone may have dropped out because of a similar situation with Jen Nangle.
Okay.
And I actually had someone, I actually had someone drop out the day before they were filming the spinoff called Contradiction in the UK because of the same situation.
Okay.
That happened. So a lot of it's been a really weird year of planning things because some people are trying to just ruin your fucking career for no goddamn reason. Like I have no interaction with these people, and they have nothing to do with anything that's happened here with me, with anything. And they just want to try to make people's lives miserable. But I'm pushing through it, and I'm still going to do it. I'm still going to make Paranoia Tapes 10 through 15. And why? Because I fucking want to, and I love doing it.
That's all that matters. That's all that counts. So,
Absolutely.
Screw everybody else. So, actually, I noticed I have written down here, there is one more short. And this is very quick. Yes, it technically would be number 18. Man with leather face, mask is back to the camera. There are two kids. There's an older one and a younger one. That is just a little weird. Looks like it's shot on film type of thing.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what it was. That was Ray with the killer clown, like the little character he created, and his other two shorts I had to take out because it was boring. I mean, it just didn't make sense. It was just a guy talking to the camera. He actually chanted the Nightmare on Elm Street theme. 1, 2, and I was told when they originally released on the film version you have with the DVD, like, Jack, you could probably get fucking sued for that.
Oh yes.
But at the time it wasn't popular. It didn't blow up like it has now, so it doesn't exist anymore. Hopefully.
So then I think that's all the shorts in this now.
That is it. Yeah, that is it.
24. Technically 24.
Yeah. Like I know, and everyone, if the best way to enjoy what we're talking about right now is to literally just go on YouTube, Now you're gonna see a different version other than with the one with me talking. You already know the plot, obviously, but it's on YouTube. JHP LLC. Just type that in. It'll come up with like the pre-screener, the screener for Paranoia Tapes, director's cut, and it's a different version. I think I kind of like that. Like if I'll know if someone pirated it, you know, I'll know if someone where they got it from. So that's the good thing about it.
Right.
And also, you know, I mean, John, thank you. I know you're gonna have a lot of editing to do, and I'm so sorry.
Some of this stuff I'm gonna leave in. You plugging your phone in, I'm gonna leave because you said some nice things. I'm gonna leave in you with your baby because she's cute and you know, and it was very sweet of you to show her. So I'm just going to, when Zoom messed up, that's where I'm gonna just do the edit is right there. So everything else will be, and there'll be a cut between movies. So that'll be about it, just to show posters.
I just want people to get bored. Like that's my I mean,
I don't think so. No.
Okay. Because like I mean, it's me talking about my own films. I don't want people to be like.
That's the idea. They listen to you, so then they can go out and make their own movies. It's like a mini film school.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what another thing is too. Is like I don't know how much of the conversation just now you're going to edit or what, but. Like anyone out there, okay, cool. Anyone out there that really wants to be a filmmaker, you've heard us talk, and I'm sure through previous interviews, you've heard the ups and downs of this business. It's not easy, but what is easy is just having the dream to do it and actually doing it. Paranoia Tapes 6 through 9. Other than what I recently did with 9, then since the distribution, we're all edited. Even the Horror Nights, the copy you have now, was edited on iMovie, a free program on Mac, which is that movie right there is edited on iMovie, which is a light version of Final Cut Pro. And if you learn those little light versions, and then once you're ready to move up to, I want to say the big dogs, because sometimes you don't even need the big dog stuff. You just need a good overlay and know how to edit splicing. If you want to do it, just do it. You know, I'm never going to discourage anyone that wants to do something creative, and don't let anyone tell you that you can't do it. You know, you're going to have people out there that think they're the best. You're going to have people out there that tell you their movie is absolute shit. But the thing is, you got to remember is they watched it to tell you it's shit.
Right.
Know, there's a counter to every negative comment. And the best way that you can fight back against bullying and people that are being narcissistic is to say, oh yeah, you didn't like the film? Okay, you go make your own fucking movie.
Right.
And that is how you end it right there, because they're going to be like, and you just tell them to fuck off and you keep doing you. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it, because if a small town boy from Louisiana who got bullied and called, you know, all kind of names in high school because I had a big dream to do it, you can too. You can too.
Yeah, there you go, everybody. So that's you know, that's very wise words and suggestions and stuff like that. And even like you said, even with the smaller editing equipment, I use Premiere Pro on my short films and everything. But surprisingly, I use Windows Movie Maker to do all my YouTube stuff. It's so easy. Windows
or you have an
Movie
old,
Maker.
You have an old,
I have a download of it. Yeah, I have a download of it, and I edit everything you see on my YouTube channel using Windows Media Movie Maker, not Windows Media Player. Windows Movie Maker is what I use. Yeah.
So that's where we started off. My first films on when I was a kid, like Windows Movie Maker. Like, if you can master those little like programs, and don't underestimate them. If you can master that, then move on. You know, move up to something a little bit more with green screen, with you know, with LUTs, and you start learning splicing and taking audio and insert. Like, it's just, there's so much more. Just focus. But that's another thing too, is don't go big or go home with it. Okay, because you want to take time to master your craft. You want to take time to fine tune it, should I say? So don't say, I want to be a filmmaker, and then go download Black Magic, what is it, John? Da Vinci. Don't download Da Vinci because you want to be a fucking filmmaker. No.
Right.
Look.
Yeah, no, I did my entire Monkeys, like little kind of documentary that I made of me going to their show in LA and back. I shot that entirely on my phone. And then I edited a 70-minute documentary on Windows Movie Maker. Now, granted, you can't add visual effects and all that stuff. It's not Premiere Pro, but I could put music, credits. I could do all that stuff. It came out fine. It's a 70-minute documentary.
Oh, shit, dude. Hey, I can distribute. Oh, you got to get permission. Never mind. I can help you. But anyway.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's got songs in it. So.
Yeah. But anyways.
It just sits on YouTube.
Yeah, I got you. And you don't own the rights and all that. You got to.
I put that all up there. YouTube still. They it was one of those things where they caught. I don't want to say they caught me, but they went through it and they said, "Oh, you have these copyright issues, but as long as you don't make money off of this, you can leave it up. That's fine." And I don't. I make no money. No money. Yeah, I don't do it at all. It just sits there for people to enjoy. So. But it was Windows Movie Maker, so very happy with that.
So guys, if you want to be a filmmaker, I will say this too, is like, don't spend all the money going to film school. Like, I mean, I'm not doubting it, but there's only one book you do need. I will tell you, it's more about nonprofit, but you learn the basics and everything you need to know about business. Is a $30 film school. And it's taught me so much. It's insane. I love it. Maybe John has heard of it. I read the book in 4 days and it's like over 1,500 pages, I think, or so. But I was like, I had a highlighter out like I was in college again. And I was highlighting every single thing in it. And it's a great book, $30 film school, but it's not $30 anymore. It's $30 back in, 2006.
Oh, the book is called $30. I've never heard of it. No.
Oh, dude, it's great. It's a great book. And I've actually emailed the writer, and I told him, like, dude, because of your book, I've done this. He's like, holy shit. I'm like, yeah, thank you. So so if you want to do it. Don't let people come against you. You can do it if you want it.
There you go. I think that's a perfect spot to end it. So that's
absolutely.
So okay, well, that's I'm going to say goodbye, and I will say thank you to Jack for being here again. And wow, look at me. I'm actually a little fuzzy because my light is running out of batteries. So this is definitely a good place to cut it before I go completely black. Yeah. So goodbye, everybody.
3 hours.
I know. Thank you, Jack, again. And thank you for sitting through all of this. Yeah, because it's long. I didn't even realize. But this will be up shortly.
I'm the second person to come back twice.
You're the second. Joe was first, but this is the first follow-up video. So Joe's was a second video because we're talking about the second Immortal Wars. You're the first. You're the second one to be interviewed twice, but you're the first follow-up video. So you could say that.
Yeah,
there you go.
Suck at your back. No.
Hell yeah. So, all right, everybody.
All right, guys.
All right, good night, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. This is going to be coming out within the next couple of weeks. So I will see you later. Thank you. Hey, everybody. Thanks for hanging out after the video. And thank you for watching the very first Dark Park Films sponsored video. And who is that sponsor? Well, I've now learned if I do this with my hands, they go to the right area. There we go. That would be Wildlife Command Center Coffee, and you can purchase it right there. You can go to their website, which is buyWCC.com, and pick up their coffee. They have 2 blends, which I'm going to show you now. The first coffee is this one right here. This is a breakfast blend. It's 10 ounces, and it is a medium ground. And it does say, and it's breakfast, like I said, and this is what it says right here. It says, early bird can catch the worm. So there you go, a breakfast blend coffee that helps you catch the worm in the morning. And I really like this one. I'm more of a breakfast kind of blend coffee guy in the morning. So this one I really like. It has that little bit of oomph to it to kind of get you moving, get you up and out. And so I really enjoy this one, but that doesn't mean that I don't like the other one, which is this one right here. This is a dark roast. It is also 10 ounces. And both of these are $7.99 at their website. Pretty good price for 10 ounces worth of ground coffee. This one is, it's a little darker. So it's, I think it's better for drinking at night. Maybe if you're, writing a screenplay or if you're filming, this has got that oomph, that double punch to get you going. So this is one that I also recommend. I like both of these quite a bit, but I kind of do, the breakfast in the morning and then the dark more at night. So I recommend both of these quite a bit. And how did I find out about these two, these two coffees here? And how did I find out about Wildlife Command Center? Well, when I was working on Night of the Zomghouls, there was a box of coffee that was just sitting there filled with coffee. And we didn't know what to do with it. Like, whose is this? Who brought it? Why is it here? And so we just kept going to the store and buying coffee. And then one day I said, why don't we just get the coffee out of the box and use that instead of, wasting money on going to Smith's or whatever and picking up coffee. So we did. We did not realize that it was the Wildlife Command Center coffee and that it, was sponsoring the movie. And it was great coffee. Everybody loved it. And we just went right through it. By the last day of filming, this coffee was gone. And I went and found out, about Wildlife Command Center, asked if they would like to be a sponsor for Dark Park Films, for their coffee. As many of you know, I love coffee. I love coffee mugs. And so this was a perfect match. And Wildlife Command Center is great with animals. So they provide a great service for rescuing animals. So it's kind of that double whammy for me, where coffee, helping animals, you can't go wrong. And they were even cool enough to send me, get in there, a coffee mug, because they knew that I liked coffee mugs. And right now, I don't get that. That a little bit. I'm going to go on the keyboard, but that's their dark blend, because I'm recording this at night. So I am actually drinking that while recording. Also, one thing that you can get at their website, which is cool, is you can get this. There you go. This pocket knife, which is $9.49. And this is pretty cool because it has their name on it. Wildlife Command Center, we can catch it. And this is what it looks like. Put that down there. There we go. Fully out. So you're getting like the bottle opener, you got the corkscrew, you got a screwdriver, you got a blade, and then you got this little hook thing that you could pop it into something that doesn't have a tab, and then the liquid or whatever in there will come out. So this is pretty cool. And I'm just going to keep mine in my car, because you never know. You might need a pocket knife. So please support them. I'm going to have links down below, where you can, check out just the Wildlife Command Center. I'll also have a link for Wildlife Command Center coffee, and it will basically be for both these guys right here. And please support them. I support them. I think what they do is pretty awesome. And maybe this coffee will be on your set or in your kitchen. It will definitely be, on my set in my kitchen. I know that. So please, once again, I'm going to show you these. Please go to their website and pick up their coffee and make it part of your day or night, depending on which one you like. So that'll be about it. I really appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out with me. And yeah, so thank you. And once again, please support my channel. Please support the Wildlife Command Center. And I will catch you later. Bye.